Let's turn up. 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 We're here. Oh my goodness. One more time for your mind. Your boy Job English is back. You never know who you're gonna get in the podcast studio, Cliqu'd studio. But here he is, back by popular demand. That guy. That's actually his face on a lot of his that boy Marlo Jones. Ow. Gotta love Jones for your body and your skin tone. You know what I'm saying? Hey, that guy. What's going on with it?
Child, I feel like I ain't been here about 15 years. But we here tonight. Hey y'all, what up? What up?
And the truest, the newest, might be the truest. Bria's in the building.
Yeah. Hey, hi.
How you feel coming back the second time? All right, everybody calm down. How you feel coming back the second time?
I love it. I love the energy. I love the people.
Yeah, man. I'm happy you.
I love the roses.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? We do a little something
your
here. Like, let's see. We can show the room the vibe. We can show the vibe a little bit. This is a vibe. Y'all don't really get to see the room that often, but here's the vibe. Here's the vibe. We in here. We chilling. You know what I'm saying? So, you know. You see the cameras, so you can see the angles.
The hookah.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? I might get hookah in here for next time, you know what I'm saying?
I've never done hookah.
You never done hookah?
No.
It's nice and relaxing.
Okay.
Yeah, it's something you sip, you know what I'm saying? Don't guzzle, you know what I'm saying?
As the old people say, learn me something. Learn me something.
Learn you something. Yeah, then nothing wrong learning you something. I'll learn you a little something around here now.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, man. Yeah, I was just talking about some talking. I didn't want to interrupt y'all a little bit. What's been going on with you, Marlo? You've been gone.
Since you've been gone, I just can't seem to get mine. Hey, shout out to Day 26. That's probably the best album to come from the camp of the diddler. But yes. But as far as me, I've been a little quiet. I had I ain't gonna lie, I had a very full June, very full May, very full April. So mad grateful for the stuff that came up. Cause the app, getting mad listens for the album. People really fucking with it. So that's cool. Visuals are happening soon. Going back in the studio in a couple of weeks, so I got a couple of yes ma'am. I got a couple of surprises for y'all coming up, so y'all stay tuned for that. I ain't gonna say too much because I can't spill the beans, but that's that. Then I'm also planning a live show, so you'll definitely have more details as that progresses. So look out for that this fall. So yeah, that's happening. Aside from that, a nigga just chilling.
Love it.
And not again, it's all right for a nigga to just chill. You know what I'm saying? You gotta create demand. You know what I'm saying? I saw this nigga walking down the street. I saw this nigga twice and he didn't see me.
I'd be like,
I saw you right outside of Panera Bread.
I'd be in my zone.
Cause you know what I'm saying? I was running and gunning and doing my thing, and then I saw you. And then the minute I went to turn to say something, you did an about face and just marched off. You were right in front of Panera Bread.
Oh yeah, I know. I think
I was like,
I don't
and
know
you just marched. I was like, oh, you look busy.
I don't know what I was doing. I think I was probably
looking for a ride or to get your Uber popping or something. I don't know.
So it could have been one of the other. I may have been at work doing something. That's probably what happened. I wasn't.
I don't know.
Oh shit! No, I probably was either running out to help somebody.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I don't know.
Then I saw you walking down the street towards your house,
and
I tried to hit you
on my
mobbing, steady mobbing. So yeah, Miss Bria, how goes it? What goes on in the land of Brie?
Motherhood.
Woo, the one word. Hello.
Motherhood, parenthood, working woman.
I've seen because you post your kids. You're very proud of them. Your daughter is your spitting image. Goodness gracious.
Thank God.
Thank God, Jesus.
Clock that.
Like spitting image. It's actually kind of uncanny. I was like,
But she's nothing like me, and I am so grateful.
why is she nothing like you? That's crazy. How is she nothing like you?
She's awesome. Like, she has the most. I made sure to send my child to, and it's gonna sound real bad. but I don't want a predominantly mixed school.
Mm-hmm.
On the island.
Oh, so you.
Yeah, I didn't know how I was gonna get her there, but we just, and you really do see the difference. You see the opportunity that the schools provide for the students, and it's just, I heard her and her friend, like what I do when I'm downstairs and whatever. I mute my TV just to listen to conversations that her and her friends have
Mama
to
Bear
make,
doing
to make sure that it's where it's supposed to be. And they
Ears be like a laser boy.
What? But it's always so. And I heard her friends argue with this guy, and middle school, 8th grade, we cussing. You're trauma dumping. Don't do that here. If something's wrong with you, then you should go off by yourself and deal with whatever. And I'm like,
it's
I
the
love these
knock
friends.
knock. Who's there? Emotional intelligence. Let's go.
Yes, like she has
Tell the
a
people stop playing with
wonderful
y'all,
group
man.
of friends, and I could not be more
I love that,
happier.
though.
Yes, like I'm cool. I'm happy. But
I like it.
I'm trying to be outside more. That's why, I'm trying to.
Hey,
I'm trying to have an adult life a little bit.
Yeah,
We done got you in the mix.
yeah. Mama been in the house,
Put up. Hey, man, look.
singly put up, like put herself up. But yeah,
I mean, hey,
Trust
look.
me, I feel you. Look, I ain't got no kids, and I'm put up, so I feel you. Nigga be trying to be outside, but I be tired.
then what? Auntie be.
So I feel so I know if I'm tired, baby. I feel you.
Y'all over here saying a lot without saying anything. Yep, girl, child.
Because like you gotta know, like
It be
it's
real out here.
Communicating any that because it's real out
Say Jinx. That's so
here.
funny.
And look at these bills going
Lord.
up. This great beautiful bill unpassed.
Oh,
and-
oh,
I heard
Don't-
it's. I heard that it's actually hung up in Congress. So hopefully, let me. I'm gonna look it
Oh my
up.
God,
I'll look it up.
please, because
Let's look it up.
I was like, well, there goes everybody's means to live.
my kids got kicked off Medicaid, and they don't tell you anything.
That's see. Mm-hmm.
So let's see. Let's see. Let's see. Held.
But it's like, what's this question you got for us?
Oh no, I got you. Hold on, let me make sure I'm not lying.
Because I'm intrigued. You said you already had an answer, and I'm
Yeah. Well, I mean, I have
might
an
be getting down and
idea.
dirty in this conversation.
I think I spoke too soon when I said I have an answer. I have more of like an idea of how I feel about that, I guess.
Oh yeah, no. I don't know. I guess I saw some stuff and I'm not seeing. I guess something happened. How soon?
Job
the House did it.
Casimo.
The House did it. Yep. Nope. It was held for a second, but then the House passed it. Yeah. Well, we're bought out. So what do you want to do? So yeah, no.
Wait. Job Casimo.
In here, no.
I can't have some more.
Oh, some more. I thought you said smoke. I was like,
Oh no.
but please.
Even I know better. Ooh,
please.
sorry. That burp smelled just like the tire earlier. But yes, absolutely. Give me 1 second. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm interrupting things. I just gotta re-up. All right. Y'all understand. Y'all get this. Shout out to Clicked Up. It's Clicked Up.
Let me find out Marlo's a belligerent drunk.
First of all, never belligerent. We're always very
Flag.
cutesy, very demure,
Flag.
very well put together.
Lord have mercy.
Never belligerent. First of all, and if y'all have not, and I'm not promoting because one, they have not endorsed this. So I just tell y'all, it's a certain brand of Elistay Ozare that is amazing in a blue bottle that is a berry of blue, wink, wink, that you should definitely try because it is absolutely stupendous. And
Would you like to pass
absolutely
on to
amazing.
her?
Here you go, Suge. You want some more? Okay.
She said, I'm cool.
But it's like,
When
oh
we
my
get this
God, it's
conversation
so
going.
Yeah, we're going to get this conversation going.
I
Yeah.
I'll probably take another sip.
All right. So check this out, man. Based on the conversation we had just a couple days ago, just hearing the way we were kind of the direction we were going in, we always tend to turn to relationships, no matter where we start off at.
Mm-hmm.
We can talk about dating, we can talk about politics, and we always seem to make a turn into, how we're treating each other.
Okay.
Does that make sense? Does that make sense? It just seems like it's an unavoidable reality that we are in the middle of some, I don't know, changing of management. Something's going on, and we can't stop talking about how we relate to each other.
Right. It's like part of the human experience. We be outside dealing with our, all those outer influences, but at the core, shit, how we feel about right, exactly. How we feel about one another kind of takes precedence either way. And, we're very emotional beings. So that's going to always be a thing regardless. And then as that ends up kind of, making her problem way bigger than it needs to be. But,
No, I dig it. I actually think that it's unfortunate that we are stuck in this.
Oh, absolutely.
That we seem like we're stuck at the table.
It's too many opinions. When you're faced with a limited amount of options, it's easier to make a choice.
Mm-hmm.
But now, when you really put it, people don't think. A lot of people's ideologies is straight off social media.
Right. Very group think vibes.
Right. So until I think you once we get a hold of what you want as an individual, because we were born alone and we all are different, then maybe we can get rid of that whole battle between the sexes.
Mm-hmm. I feel like some of these people just need a
self
good
be
social
true.
media fast. They'll be okay.
That's it.
Mm-hmm.
And find out what it is you like.
But you know how it is now. If, it went viral, so it must be true. Oh, it went viral, so it must be legit.
Because fake is in.
You already know how this goes.
Fake is in.
Yep. So, let me ask y'all some questions. You smart upstarts, you. Everybody's been through a failed relationship. I take it.
Mm-hmm.
Booyah.
All right, and I hope I don't.
Too many.
I don't know if we're. I'm the only one not batting 1,000, but but we all. I've heard people say this, and I'm sure at some point in your heart, if you've never said it out loud, you feel like love isn't for you. Why does love have to hurt?
Stop! Because now you got me feeling away.
What?
That's the album. That's playing. But no, it's funny when you say those things. I'm like, damn, I feel like he's like literally reading my album.
Oh, I mean, hey, look, they don't know, but they gonna find out. We gonna have a listening party. We gonna listen to your album in here.
Tune in, folks. Tune in. Okay.
And definitely need you in the room, Bree.
Hell yeah, bring your ass. Hell yeah, come on.
Will be.
You know what I'm saying? We're gonna turn down the lights. You know what I'm saying? Let the LEDs do its magic. Get a little, you know what I'm saying? A little hookah, a little charcuterie in here. Little vibe. You know what I'm saying? Listening to them. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying?
But I digress.
I'm gonna show you how to bring an album out. You know, I'm gonna show you how to break an album. That's what we're gonna do. It's gonna be vibrationals. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna show you how to do it. Clicked up style. Because that's what you do. So no, we've all been those people who've sat back. You're an idiot. They ain't see it, but I was like, I was too stuck watching you to actually do my job.
I didn't even know you was watching.
I was looking at you like, I'm sitting here trying to talk and watch you like.
Yeah, bless your heart.
But nah, so there's an interesting thing. We all say, love hurts, and we say love hurts. We say beauty is pain. We associate.
Beauty is pain.
You think beauty is pain?
Child, depends on how beautiful you would have get. Shit. I mean, I feel you though. I feel it.
No, so
'Cause it must hurt to look that motherfucking good.
That part, but no, no, it is, and I'm glad.
she said it is. It is.
I love it. And you better skate past. She
I
said,
do
"Oh,
not. I do.
parts."
I'm just starting to accept this because
I love that.
I'm watching a lot of more women talk about it, and this is not. I don't like to speak on it because it sounds like conceited or something.
No,
But no, like
You think
it's
so?
hard to keep a friend. Like I really did like play myself down, and I gained a lot of weight because I could not keep a friend.
They
That
weren't
sounds
friends,
funny.
or did you dodge a bullet?
I dodged bullets, and like right now, like if it wasn't for all of that, I wouldn't be who I am today.
Absolutely.
But it was just weird because I never thought of I was raised humble, you never thought. And then people, it's like when you have a gift, people recognize your gift.
Absolutely.
And even if they don't mean to, subconsciously,
They can't help themselves. They can't, because it's like what I learned, and it's funny. Like, oh man, you kind of speaking to me in a way too, because like it's one thing I've been hearing like more often. People like just keep being you. Just you a light. Just keep shining your light.
Right.
And it's
Right.
like don't ever dim your light for nobody. Like I would hear that quite a bit. So it's like you kind of start to recognize that those moments when you did kind of take yourself a step back, or lower yourself, dim yourself, how so many people were just more so in the throes of your surroundings and wanting to be around you, but as soon as you really kind of like wait, you feel yourself in a sense. Oh, you really hit on something with that. That they recognize
I
that.
dealt with
That's
that,
so
like,
real,
my
and you learn
whole-
real quick who is her.
But it took me stepping into myself and me to like actually have the biggest heartbreak of my life for me to just be like, I got here, because you always have to turn the mirror on yourself. Like every relationship, what all of my relationships got in common is me. So
Try to speak for yourself. I swear. No, I
like,
feel
they
you.
got
You
me.
I just playing.
I mean, no,
No,
I mean,
for
I
real.
dig it. I
like,
think
my
me too.
issue was I was a people pleaser. Like I would just dim my light just to, I end up compromising the compromise of the compromise, and now I don't have a
Gave
voice.
up all your values.
Exactly. And when I got all that back, the wrong was left, the little dusty's left, and then who here?
Hello.
so. We go jump in since we gonna jump in. So
That got intense.
can it be? It did. That's why I was like, all right, since we gonna just turn the corner. Let's turn the corner. Let's talk the talk.
Girl, you lit this up. I go hold you.
Yeah, she went.
Shit. I
She
was
dove
like,
feet first. Like, yo,
I'm
we
over here
gonna- shook.
because I'm like,
So no. So I think anybody that takes inventory of themselves is dope. I think it's a slippery slope, because since you're already wanting to be on your side, you can make concessions for yourself in your behavior.
mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like, can it be in certain situations, I was the dusty nigga? You know what I'm saying? I mean, because I'm not in charge of your experience. You see what I'm saying? So how I've shown up and how I messed up, you know what I'm saying? Like, everybody knows their story. Everybody knows their narrative. But how I showed up in your book, that's how you write it. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And there are ways in which both stories can kind of have validity. And I think we have this either or story line where my plot is truer to the truth.
Mm-hmm.
And then
Ego plays a part.
yeah,
in
and
that
then
too.
however that person experienced me, either gets completely. Go ahead.
You know what a good example of that is? Because we had a conversation of, all right, take the color purple. Celie was a victim, but you know who else was a victim?
Who?
Mister. Mr. did not know love. If you watch that movie or pay attention, it's about generational trauma. Harpo couldn't love Sophia because of his fear, what his dad would say. Just like Mr. couldn't love Suge, even though that was the woman he wanted, because of what his father felt about her. So like he couldn't, and like not saying what he did was wrong, but I do tend to try to look at it from every perspective.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
You know, cause not I don't think that any guy that I've left or left me or we broke up, I don't think they intentionally wanted to hurt me. It's just your demons didn't play right well with mine. We just
I think there's a lot.
Two things can be true at once.
Yeah, for sure.
Absolutely.
I think there's a thing where, for especially for men, we can desire what we want, but we have no discipline to achieve it. So I can walk up to you and go, man, I want to be with Bria. Like, man, she is. I don't have any of the skill sets. Nobody taught me that.
And I've ran into plenty of guys like that, like, and a lot of them I'm still friends with today because, like I say, I'm very open and I can see, you know, every last one of my exes. Honest to God, I could probably call them right now. We can go get a drink or something, and it won't turn into anything more. But because they couldn't love me the way the way I know for myself I need to be loved. You know, and it's okay.
Right. It takes a high level of maturity to recognize and to move on from that too. So that's great. Yeah.
But it's also, I think, we have to start interrogating our specifications of who we let in.
Yeah, I mean,
you know what I mean? So,
yeah,
like,
we definitely we run that line too. You know, that's definitely not lost on me. Yeah.
Like, so there's definitely people who probably would have fit the bill better.
Oh,
that we definitely didn't hire.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
And see, that was
and look, they done got with. And it definitely had instances where they done got with their people, living their life. You be like, damn.
I fucked up.
Yeah, like damn, I kind of fucked that one up, didn't I? You know, but you know, all things constant, it happened the way it was supposed to. So you know, even if we didn't feel it was supposed to, you know.
But then those are the moments that, because I had a guy like that, and he scared me. It scared me because I've never seen the type of family he had. The type of, I mean, it was his mom and dad had a healthy relationship. Like it was beautiful, and it scared me because I was like,
far out your comfort zone
so much, and I did run. But on his side, he felt like, he was like, I didn't feel like I was strong enough for you. And I was like, what you mean? He was like, because you were that woman who was about her business, and I just felt like I just could not keep up with you.
Did you see what he saw?
No, because me, I'm just now getting out of survival mode. I'm like making myself get into like, we're not surviving, we're thriving.
Oh, come on. And we're not, and then we're thriving because we're striving. Hello.
That part.
So let me ask this question. I hear this term a lot. I hear this a lot. And what is survival mode? Let me ask.
You running. Like, you're moving constantly. You don't know how to sit still. It's always, you just in a constant worry.
It's always about what's coming, worried about things that haven't happened yet. You're always waiting for the left shoe to drop. You're on autopilot. You don't check in with yourself. You don't slow down. You don't rest. You don't have real rest. So you are constantly going. You're going. Even down to your environment, how you treat people. Everything's on a whim. Everything is whatever satisfies the moment. Sometimes you may even withdraw because you feel like you don't want to put too much on with the situation, because then the anxiety kicks in. Like, it's survival mode is it's one big. It's like a tornado.
It is
ripping through your mind.
So what's the opposite of
peace, joy,
allowing yourself,
vulnerability,
to slow down.
Yes, rest.
Like I this weekend,
boundaries.
I laid in my bed and did nothing.
Period.
And I had to make myself, because I'm like, I should be doing this. No,
you set a boundary for yourself.
It's okay. Like, you are good. Everything not perfect, but shit, everything ain't bad neither.
Hello, come on. No, for real. That's a part of it. That's the opposite.
Yeah. And you're not worried because you know everything okay. Once you detach from everything, like they say, detach from everything and then you attract everything.
Mm-hmm. Because
So
when you see it as all those superficial things, and you see what really matters, you don't. Yeah, and then gratitude, being thankful for the now,
there
being
you
present
go.
in the now.
Switching your frequency, because
Like,
gratitude is on the opposite of complaining. I don't complain. When I say I don't complain about anything, and I don't even like to be
I'm
around
working
people
on
who
it.
complain,
I'm still
because
working on it.
I know that everything, like in my life, I'm like 100 and no, like whatever problem I faced, I beat it. So give myself that credit. Like, girl, you that bitch. Like, no matter what happens, it's gonna be okay. And if it's not okay, then it's not the end. So
Period.
you gonna be all right. And you just keep that in your mind and don't
Come
allow
on.
yourself, like, it's about taking control of your mind. Because when your mind start to slip, like, I will catch my mind going down a rabbit hole and be like, we ain't doing that today. Let's go.
Yeah.
And it's and you feel it. You can catch yourself. Like, I'm always in a good mood. Even like, I'm happy every day. I may not be happy all day every day, but every day I wake up, I'm happy.
I concur. That's real. I absolutely concur. Because even when I'm, and not, especially even when I'm not in a bad mood. No, even when I'm in a bad mood, I'm in a good mood.
Right. Like, I get over it, because you realize that emotions are meant to just
It's a
come.
cycle.
Exactly. So, okay.
Just as quick as they come, they can go.
Exactly. And don't make permanent decisions on temporary emotions.
That way.
So, sounds great. Everything sounds good. Everything sounds good. But in real life, you know what I mean? Like these mantras that we kind of give ourselves in those moments of stillness, peace, when we find ourselves in the thick of things, we don't find those catchphrases. We don't find those mantras.
It'd be hard.
You know what I mean? Because I think two things get demonized that are actually marvelous. Survival mode is not some horrible state. It's human. The ability to get through something is why you're even here. Because the people that came before you were able to get through to something and find a moment to love each other enough to make you. You know what I mean?
I was
So when
a
we-
heat of the moment, baby. My mama told me that.
You say what now?
I was a heat of the moment, baby. So, yeah.
I think that's a
That's-
lot of us though.
I mean,
No. They weren't. I was.
Oh, like that. Okay.
Oh, you knew, like she told you this.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I know that's right. Hey, it be like
It
that.
was a heat of the moment, baby.
But you know what? Because of that heat of the moment, we got you.
We got you.
Oh, yeah. It's. Oh, I.
You know what I mean? So, ain't no hate. You know what I mean? I think that's an amazing relationship you have with your mother. And being able to be that kind of honest. I had to be honest with my daughter too.
It ain't.
Oh,
It took me snapping back on her one good time.
oh,
Sometimes you got to.
you got to do that.
Yeah.
You have to.
That's
in
a
some ways,
boundary in
you have to
itself, too.
snatch your adulthood from your parents. 'Cause
You do.
They'll
They
put you in a
forget, like,
yeah.
baby, like
What we not about to do.
I get
I'm
it.
your child, but I'm not a child.
That part.
You know what I mean? So
Respect. I'm very big on respect.
That exactly. And then especially like people from that boomer age and kind of like that, and even some of like your Gen Xers to an extent, they kind of have this thing where they kind of can slip at the mouth. And sometimes you have to remind them that you're not that one. And I've definitely had that experience at work. Quite a couple of, just a couple of times,
I think what it is there's a clash of ideologies.
Yeah,
with
absolutely.
the generations, right?
Yes.
And I think Mike Tyson put it the best, and I think this is something Gen Zers and all that other stuff don't really recognize. Like, everybody got a plan until you get punched in the mouth. Like everybody has a mouth until you get punched in it. And I think a lot of Gen Zers, because of the internet, y'all forget like 80s babies, 70s babies are pull-up kids. Like, oh, for real? Well then, meet me outside.
No,
It's like,
for real.
oh no, this is just the internet. This ain't real. No,
I'm like,
no, there's none of that.
It was the internet before you kept running your mouth.
Yeah, I told you to stop, and you thought, oh, it was playtime. Meet me outside. And then the Gen Zers and now the A's are out here. It's crazy.
Cue the DMX.
Meet me outside. You know what I mean? So it's definitely
Oh man,
when
rest
you're
in power.
when you
Earl.
I think there's a problem, Earl Simmons, but I think there's a problem with in our culture, and I want to get to the mainstay of what we're going to talk about. But there's a problem in our culture where we don't venerate age.
Mm.
What you mean?
Like we think old is something to be thrown away,
Mm-hmm.
even when
We're
it's with
very ageist
yeah.
society.
There you go. So even when it's with
Absolutely.
people, right? Like other cultures take care of their elderly.
They do.
They
Yes.
like
That's why this. Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
no. Go ahead.
I'm
Go
about to say,
ahead.
that's why this young generation dying off the way they dying off.
They don't respect. They don't.
Because-
there's no reverence.
Like I don't even mean to sound it's like funny, but I love old people. Because you have to think, you've survived 30, 40 years over me. You've survived things I haven't even been a witness to. You got wisdom. And I literally would sit there and just listen. And I just pick out whatever gem I got from you. And I had an old lady tell me, she said, yeah, I'm on borrowed time now. I'm borrowing time from these old people. All these young people keep losing their life. And I was like, damn.
Ooh, that's tough.
Yeah, that's
oof.
yeah, I'm on borrowed
That's
time.
heavy.
Yeah.
They keep dying and handing it off to me, and I'm gonna keep taking it.
Because
Yeah.
it's all these young, but that's why I feel like they just dying off. They don't
Unfortunately,
have
just like what happened in the mall, we
And
were
that-
talking about that earlier.
Mhm.
Like, and that elderly, you were saying that elderly lady died.
Mhm.
So that's murder now.
Yeah, like y'all have literally thrown it all away. Thrown it all away.
They
Y'all
more-
busting into
they're
a
more-
mall full of people.
And then there's kids all up
Kids,
through that
you
stuff.
could hit
that, like,
somebody's
bro,
kids. Like,
nothing
You-
is ever that serious.
But see,
ever.
they're more afraid of living than dying. Like
Mm.
you put them into any out of town, they children again. But you're I don't know. I'm passionate about it because I love children.
Mm-hmm.
mhm.
But I'm very. Some people just can't be saved, and I feel like if you can open fire in the middle of a mall with all this like you're not even thinking. Like I say, when we used to like us fight at the fair, they shot outside the fair. They made a went down the street, and not saying that it's right, but y'all shot.
They were like cognizant of
Yeah,
that.
at least if we do shoot, we going to at least hit the people we want to hit. Y'all shooting in fairs, we shooting in malls. If a white boy do that, oh, he a psychopath, but because we black, we slid. No, you're a fucking psychopath. Just like whoever else shoot up a school.
No, I don't disagree with that at all. I think, unfortunately, this is gonna turn back into what we're talking about, but we're creating these kids.
Yeah.
Like, and I mean at the biological functional level,
Mm-hmm.
right? So, and I hate to turn this wheel, but on that wheel, it's who we choose to create, who we choose to create with. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
You know, we're making a biological decision, and this is all part of evolution. You know, how we got here as a species is based on what we told evolution should go forward. You know what I mean? Like, if you ever look at evolution and you see like what the giraffe looked like before it looked like what it is now.
Yes. And some of that stuff
Steps
really be
had
looking
to
like
happen, and favorable, desirable traits had to be constantly reinforced.
to adapt to
For-
the
So,
Yeah.
what are we telling evolution with the type of people we reinforce evolution with? If we're telling them, I just need a dumb chick with a fat ass, we're going to start seeing more of that. If I need a thug who has no commitment, to him, you're going to start seeing that, like at least this is my theory anyway, but at a biological level, like you can see in kids, like I see my kids, I see me in them. I see behavioral traits
Mm-hmm.
that I wish some of them I wish they didn't have some of them.
Right.
But that's
I've been watching
but
you
that's
too,
hard.
so shit.
Yeah, that's hardwiring and conditioning, right?
Mhm.
My brother wasn't raised by his father; he was raised by my father.
Okay.
But when you see these two people together, he met him in his 20s. These are the same human beings. It's like that. It makes so much sense who you are. I've watched you grow up. I grew up, watching you. You didn't act like my father. You didn't act like our mother. But we meet this man, and it's like, oh, it all makes sense now. The hard wiring was bigger than the conditioning. And so there's a lot that has to be said about who we choose to lay down with and the wiring that they're given to go through this world with. So if we're not choosing, if we're making our socioeconomic decisions with a certain type of person and making our biological decision with another type of person, this moment in time of socioeconomics will disappear, but the evolutionary evidence is going to push forward, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's a whole bunch of damaged people trying to love damaged people. Because we can say who we are looking, who we laying down with, but it doesn't start with who we laying down with. It starts with who we wake up with is ourselves. It starts with you. It's a whole bunch of people who are, you don't even know what love is. You're find out. First of all, ask yourself, what is your ideology of love? I talked about it in the last segment of, I didn't have a father. I was raised by a single mother. I was raised by a very self-aware single mother who made sure that we were self-aware and she held us accountable.
Mm-hmm.
So she laid down a foundation for me. Now the void that my father left, it left me with the whole thought of, I thought love was protection. So I dated some smackers. I dated everybody. Why you date that crazy? Because they was gonna protect me.
Yeah, and then it was just that, and then
and yeah, but they couldn't love me like I said. I could talk to every last one of them. They all, either didn't have a father or they had, they had their own struggles. But when it came down to me, because like I had a convicted child molester stay on my corner. Every time I would walk past that house, it's like that man, either he was watching TV or whatever he was doing, he would sit on the porch. Every time I walked past, either way, he would come sit on the porch. So I tell my boy, I was like, it's this, and I tell him about it, and he said, all right. He said, well, go ahead. And I'm in like 6th grade. He like, go ahead and walk. I'm gonna stand at the corner. So he stands at, and as I walk past, just like at like time,
clockwork,
that man comes sit on that porch. By the time I get to the door, he done walked up and smacked the shit out that man, and I ain't never had that problem with him again.
Ooh.
And like that has been but that was my idea of love. Now they all hurt me, all broke my heart, but grown me and talking to them, they all was damaged. So if I never had the mother I had, it's a lot of girls out here being girls and boys raised by these damaged mothers, these damaged fathers, and we really just need deep. Well, I want to say therapy, but in order to go to therapy, you gotta have that certain level of self-awareness.
So first, tell the truth to yourself.
Tell yourself.
Because if you lying to you gonna lie to the therapist too. So
that part. And we have a lot of people that use pity for attention. So you gotta want the help more than you want the attention. That's because you see a lot of people who like on social media like, oh, I'm woe is me. Real pain is silent.
That's real.
Real pain is silent. So if you're doing all of that, you don't want a solution. You want attention. So
I don't disagree. I think Bree's eating it up today. I think she, you know what I'm saying?
I honestly, because I do. I've been a hood therapist for a very long time.
A hood therapist.
Now, also too, it is also to be aware of that line when that attention, when that cry for help or that vulnerability does kind of switch into that attention seeking kind of zone, because it can definitely look like it, but I feel like it does take a bit of a type of discernment to understand is it always like this with you?
And see, that's another thing, though, because this is spiritual. This is spiritual, so you really do have to ask for that discernment. Because if you're not, manipulation is real. People,
absolutely.
And if you got a good heart,
people will immediately zone in on that sucker.
And they will exploit you.
Milk you dry. Yes.
And then play like you crazy when you do start to try to.
Oh, yeah. Best gaslighters,
and now you apologizing for something you ain't got no business with. Something that you know to be true.
Yeah. Boy, I tell you.
My Lord.
Bree is an amazing addition to
Please,
this.
'cause
You know what I'm
look,
saying? Look at
The
the
alchemy,
cook.
inside.
I'm
You know
telling
what
you,
I'm saying?
alchemy. It's all alchemy.
So here's my question. I mean, I think it's become comforting to use terms that are empathetic, and I think empathy is important. So this is no takeaway from that. But there are damaged people definitely out here making I don't well let me back up. Damaged and misinformed to me become misused or almost become synonymous, like, because the thought is if you weren't damaged you wouldn't make this decision. And I think there are people who are out here, given the environment that they are given, are making very cognizant decisions about what they're going to do to people, for themselves, cheating, lying, stealing, grifting, scamming, all that stuff. They're making a decision. Now, here's what I like to say about that. Like, we can therapy everything to death, but if the environment, just like for an addiction, if the environment doesn't change and you take somebody who's been going through therapy and you stick them in the same environment, there are chances of recidivism and falling back into that are ginormous. Right. So there's a societal issue that gets ignored when we front and center therapy above all else. And I'll say it like this: if I keep driving down the street and every time I get to a certain spot, I hit a pothole and I blow a tire over and over and over again, it keeps happening. I keep going to the same guy that fixed my tire. And instead of saying something about the street that I'm driving on, he just keeps talking about my driving skills. Then I've internalized a structural problem. And now I'm thinking it's my driving skill when clearly the city has not taken responsibility for this. And it's in his best interest to make me question myself, so he keeps me as a customer.
That's a good analogy.
So when we start using therapy, it's in the best interest of the therapist for you to dig inside of you instead of going, well, if he's going through it, she's going through it, he's going through it, I'm going through it. We all keep hitting the same pothole and keep blowing tires at the same time. It can't be us. It's the pothole. So if we are all hitting these continuous, everybody's having the same complaint at the same point of a relationship, at the same point of whatever we're trying to do, then there has to be an environmental condition that we're not talking about and then we're taking personal responsibility for. You know what I mean? And now we're taking pills instead of like, yo, why don't you have a father? Why isn't your father sticking around? Like, these are environmental things. If we're all saying all these men don't have fathers, that's the environmental issue. Where are these niggas at? On the other end of it, why aren't these women choosing men that would stick around? You know what I'm saying? So there's in
cycle.
So again, so then
it is.
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
No, go ahead, please.
But you could.
No, it's a cycle. It's an unfortunate cycle, but no one promised life would be easy. No, I don't think there's one group of people that have it easy. You have rich people who are more miserable than the poor people. It's you have to want better, and like I say, it start with our women.
I wouldn't say. And let me just put this out before you go out there.
Wait, go ahead.
Excuse me.
Yeah.
It was a good time.
Speaking of,
Yeah.
Yo, I don't want to come across as bashing men or women, right?
No.
But I'm thinking that we're
participants. We're all
Okay.
active participants.
Mm-hmm.
For women, and I'm gonna bring this up. My father, I'm talking about me and my dad got close.
Oh, so you do have a relationship with him now?
Oh yes, my dad. My mom died Christmas 2018. Me and my father got close around 2019.
Okay.
And
Well, blessings
out of all
and
my
condolences
dad
at the same
kids,
time.
Absolutely.
Thank you. Out of all my dad kids, one of my dad's sons, you can look it up in Jacksonville. My brother, he killed his 4-year-old stepdaughter. You have and his other kids,
Man.
they a little off too. But he will always say, Bria, you the only one who got sense. Now, the reason why I say that, and when you look at the background of like his other baby moms, they all were off. One thing a absent father can do is leave a void, but the foundation come from that mama. And I'm a mother, so I will say that my mother held me accountable. My mother watched who was around me. My mother, so she gave me. I am the woman I am because of her. Like I said, but all my daddy could have did was leave a void. And my brother, I talked to my brother, and I'm like, he said, Bria, do you think I got my manliness just from my dad? Because my brother dad was present. He said, no. He said, I learned how to be a man I learned how to talk to women from my Uncle Butch. I learned masculinity from my Uncle Bubba.
And he had a village.
Yeah, and he was like, and for my son father, he is the one who liked to stay locked up type. But I
didn't know that was a personality type.
That's why I was like, all I can say was bless his heart.
And the only and it's just, and even him, he's a very interesting case because if you look at his background on both mother, he had like you had no choice but to turn out this way. It's actually really sad, and it's a very something to be studied. But I think the main problem in all of it is the same way them people
are fluorescent, but those of a fluorescent beige persuasion.
they make excuses for we are just, every time you read a court case, it's always he's standing there, he has no feeling, he's emotionless. They are so,
I have
but
heard that,
but on their side is, oh, he didn't have a father, he was this, he was. We need to start showing more love. Love me when I deserve it the least, because that's when I need it the most.
That's a word. Hey,
And
bar.
And like even driving a school bus, I drove school buses for 7 years here and Tacoma, and it was not one child I couldn't get to, because number one, I'm not gonna talk. I'm not your mama. And I think it is a village. It's going to take a village. Every student that I had, I made it in my mind, I'm not your mama, and I don't have to be. But I want you to know that whenever you see me, it's safe. So I'm going to hold you accountable. I was at a bus stop, and they were picking on this boy. He was part of the LGBTQ community.
Well,
and I was at the stop.
Heart.
Oh, baby, I turned all the way around and dropped y'all off. I didn't care what the principal said. Get off my bus, and I pulled off quick. Because nobody is going to, I don't care what you believe in, but we're going to respect each other on this bus.
Period.
And when they got the next morning, oh yeah, no, tell your parents they want to talk, we could talk. Your child was disrespectful, and nobody on this bus will be made to be uncomfortable. And that's just that. I tell you that, and I tell this camera that, and I tell whoever watching this camera that.
Oh, I live.
And after that, we never had that problem. So it is a village. Like we, the ones who don't, the ones who you see wrong being done. All right, now you know that was wrong. Because that's what we had growing up. You couldn't do too much because that neighbor, right?
Oh, baby, that's when the whole neighborhood would whoop your ass.
So, and that's so. Then, are we victims of individualism? Because we want individualism so we can get away with some of the stuff that we into.
And that's what it is.
Because I don't want. Because a village is going to hold you accountable to your secrets. Yeah. Because when a village knows you. Like, we got a whole bunch of individuals that may know your personal business, but they're not your village like that.
Yeah, absolutely. So there's a big difference. Yeah.
Yeah, so there's a lot of people out here. Yeah.
Acquaintance and that's just proximity at that point.
Right. Yeah. So now, we have proximity, but we don't have community.
That part.
And I blame us. I blame us because I'm watching on social media. I watched a girl my age take her daughter to a fight. You could have took your daughter to her death.
I hate seeing those videos.
But I remember my mama, come here. You come here. What y'all arguing about?
No.
Now what's going on?
I remember that too.
You remember we driving a bus. It was an instant in Fred Wessel where it was the mama, the auntie, it's before 6 o'clock. The whole damn bus stopped fighting. Police had to come and spray the whole goddamn crowd before 7 o'clock.
Cause it's like y'all the parents, bruh.
Nobody is, and you can't blame the kids because all they doing is seeing doing what they see.
Literally.
You letting the
Literally.
iPad raise them. You letting social media get them their ideology. You
And you
letting
know-
this fucked up music, this drill music.
And all you see is
raise
this
them.
right here.
And all you see is the mamas. The mamas trying to go out. That's why I'm not going. And this, I'm sounding like a conspiracy theory. That's why I don't get with the sexy reds. And even though I love Cardi, I don't get with that because I really feel like they did they big one, snatching our men, demasculating our men, doing our men, like taking the power of the man. Now they coming after our woman, and the woman is the source of life. I see more single fathers handling business than these mamas, and ain't nothing worse than a sorry ass woman. A sorry man bad, but a woman, oh shit.
I mean, I guess there's proximity to it, and I respect it.
Yeah.
But I feel like, yo, there, as a man, I think, and I'm trying to hold men accountable. I have in the past been guilty of kind of like being forgiving of, how we get down. But sometimes when you talk to niggas, sometimes when you talk to niggas and you hear what they actually have to say, it's like,
I'll just play.
no, you're good. It's actually like,
Love you, Kels.
but they actually like, that's why you were saying damaged. Some of these niggas are not damaged. And unfortunately, they're running around with incomplete information because they don't have a father as a source.
Or what kind of mother? Do they have an enabling mother?
Yes.
That's because I get into it with a lot of men mothers too. Because don't try to tell me about how to raise a child because I'm still raising your son, or I done dealt with your son and man, you ain't did too much of a good job. I'm just saying.
And then, like, real talk, if he come off your titty, then maybe we could do something and make some shit happen. Maybe he can be all the things I might need him to be.
Because every sorry man that I know had an enabling mama.
And that's, dang, and I hate to say it, it's kind of like,
that's tough.
The ones that I did know when come down the line, the mama was like, it's like, I see it now.
I've seen it. Yeah.
I see you.
I've seen it.
That's why we couldn't make this work.
And that's exact that and like I said, our men really need to step up, but
so here's my conspiracy theory. You had one. I'm gonna put one out there.
All right, let's go.
All right, my conspiracy theory is based in the facts, right? In that power over men has been used to reshape nations. Not power over women, power over men, to make them work, conduct war. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And so we understand, essentially, as a people, when you want something done, you need to go grab a man to get it done. When you have a manless house of single mother and she produces a son, she's produced the man of the house. And that's her power source.
Mm-hmm.
You see what I'm saying? So she needs him to be amenable to her more than anything because her survival has come down to her proximity to men.
And then that's when it gets toxic too, because then you have a lot of cases where that mama can't separate, like, the fact that this is your son. He is the man of the house, but that's not your king.
Right, there you go. This is what I'm saying.
This is not your king. That's not your one. Because when he leave that house and goes off, and we already see the type. It's always that one chick, like, I don't see you with her, and then the babe, the lady in his life and mama clashing because you could, like I said, you won't let him unhook from your titty.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, and that's it. You know what I'm saying? And regardless of how it works, unfortunately, she understands that influencing him, and it's not a bad thing. A woman's power is the way she can influence.
Absolutely,
that's
you know
what I'm saying?
that divine feminine.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So there's nothing wrong with that when it's done in good faith and reciprocity, and this is a whatever.
Right, and not out of manipulation.
For sure. But we are living in a deficit. You know what I'm saying? And you could tell where somebody feels the deficit by what they demand.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So when I'm coming to the table, you hear niggas talking, oh, I need peace. And then when you ask niggas what peace is, it's like folded clothes and cooked
He
food.
describe a slave.
He be like,
He describe a slave.
I should have my plate ready when I get home.
You know what I'm saying? It's like, you
I
know,
get it, but like
But you know,
sir,
I'm
it's more
for
than
that.
that.
Though. I'm for, but I think it's an exchange of power. If you bring me, I like doing it. I like having my man plate ready, and
Yeah.
when you get off work, baby, your clothes will be in the bathroom, and your slides outside the door when you come out. Because you worked hard, you did, but you have to feed me too, and I don't mean I mean just
there has to be a recognition of power.
Has to be
Right.
Like, so,
exchange.
yeah.
And also a recognition there may be, while that may be what you view as something that and which that probably plays into the compatibility aspect too, while you may view like I want my woman to have, or I want her to have these certain things in place for me, maybe if she's not that type of girl, then what? Maybe
So here's my question for you, Marlo, just listening to you talk. You're a dope person. I think you're fire. You know what I'm saying? You're a dope artist, the whole thing. And you definitely do a great job of fielding these heteronormative conversations and whatever.
I think I be trying.
But how do you feel on your side, like in your life and how you deal with relationships? Do you see a mirror of what we're talking about, or do you feel like there are, you know, and obviously there has to be unique, you know, challenges to your experience?
Yes, because absolutely. Actually, I feel like there's more of me seeing it, especially with the LGBTQIA plus, because to love the same sex, me as a man loving another man, in said households where he may not have had a male influence. It may shift his perspective of what he may need or what he views he may want from me, or how he views how our relationship should go. And then if his mom may have raised him a certain way or also too, a lot of times, because there's stories where, you know, I've had, you know, acquaintances and friends where they didn't even have that type of experience for real, because they were like the black sheep and cast it out of their household. So they couldn't take advantage of that dynamic for real, or at least understand how it was supposed to affect them, because they were forced to grow up real early, real quick, and figure it all out alone. So for me, it's, I guess, really the lack of any parents is up on our backs, and we deal with the bullshit. But no, absolutely, especially from in the case of the absent father, maybe not absent from the household, but absent when it came to the emotion, the emotional support, or for the vulnerability needed, or the need to be seen and respected as a essential member of the household. Could have been, you know, based on their own beliefs, or, you know, being that I was raised in a devout Christian household, you know, things were a little different. So I definitely feel that played a part in how I view my relationships, especially growing up. I've learned to treat, excuse me.
What y'all got going on?
Cause Lord, my goodness.
You know what time it is. Don't act
The gas
brand
is
new.
real.
I see.
Excuse me. Anyway.
Need some tums.
Hello. Tums. Hey, we ain't getting paid for that. Just saying.
No, right. Like, I'm tired of all this free advertising.
So is. Look, baby, y'all run us some. But no, he go run us that. No, it's like, but no.
You know what I'm
But
saying?
I know I definitely I had to recognize how I treated the people I was with based on my own experiences, and didn't even realize it until, you know, like I said, sometimes when you ain't got that mirror, you just be going in your own way. So, the heteronormative aspect of that, it's honestly about the same. But for me, I feel like it's on a higher level, because there's other environmental pressures that play into it. Because of course, you know, whereas the typical heterosexual person just going about their life, doing what they do every day, you know, we have like a bit of a chip on everybody's we're like that chip on everybody's shoulder, based on how we walk in the world, on our jobs, everyday life, even just how we're viewed, and then we have to do all this and still find a way to be with another person and a companion. And that's on top of all the baggage that we may have carried from our upbringing or who we're with. So, it's the same, but for me, I feel like it's more to me.
No, I don't. Yeah, look, I think it's kind of telling that even in the LGBTQ community, we're still experiencing a lot of the sameness.
And that's the gag, because it's really the same, but it's
we are the same.
But we're all the people. We're all people. Yeah, we're all the same.
Right.
Like
Sure,
I said,
sure.
everybody on this earth feels at one point in time they out of place. Everybody, they feels that lonely. And what happens is in this life, are you going to be a victim or are you going to be a survivor of it?
And that switch got to be like,
And you got to realize, like, well, I think it was Ralph Waldo Emerson. He said,
come on.
to
Yes.
to be yourself in a world that's constantly trying to change you is the biggest achievement. And that's what you, like, learn who you are and it's hard. It's hard as hell to,
Period.
it's hard as hell to, first of all, because life for me, and it's growing up, and like, I learned to look at life as a game, because it is. Tupac said it too, and at the end of, what is it, till in the air of the night, he said, since you don't know what we mean when we talking about looking at our life through the rear view, the world is a game. And once you learn what the rules in the game is, then the world is no longer a trick no more. The world is a game to be played. So I look at life as a game.
Bars.
Like every time you get that little trigger or something bother you, your triggers are a roadmap to where your healing is. So every time you talk to somebody, if you feel that little electrical charge, I look at it as, ooh, all right, that's some work there. I need to explore what that is. What about this? And it has become such, it's like a treasure chest to my soul. I mean, a treasure map to my soul. Like, and the more I found out about myself, it was me shedding, because life is not about becoming, it's about unbecoming. Because your childhood, like, it's not your fault what you went through as a child.
Right.
But it is your responsibility when you get older.
I literally just had, oh my God, those games that be on Facebook? The ones where
you could tap it.
Yep, and then it reads you whatever. So there's one that gives you like what is, I don't know. It's a newer one that just popped up and it literally said what you said.
What,
like
unbecoming?
Not the part about it's not what you've been through as a child is not your fault. That played a lot in what was said, and that theme has been popping up a lot lately.
Cause it's true.
Cause it's like
it's not your fault. Whatever happened to you,
and we carry so much, and we don't realize.
And we do, and
that's so
that's
real.
why me being a parent, I'm very cognizant. Like my mom did used to do that. Oh, your daddy this, your daddy that, and I ain't gonna lie, I did get put out because she used to do that a lot, and I said, shit, but you gave him the draws, dude. She said.
You gagged her real bad with that one.
It's true.
Baby, you gagged your mama real bad with that one.
I mean, shit, he talked you out your drawers, so
she said, "You gotta get out."
Yeah, bitch, you better get the fuck. But we never had that problem no more because But I made that my business. I don't do that with my children. I don't care how much I be mad at their daddy. That's still your daddy. I'm not going down talk.
Exactly.
So that's just something I knew that I wanted to change.
And I love that because that's y'all's problem, not theirs.
Exactly.
And I wish a lot of more. Not a lot of more. I wish a lot more parents would realize that, but they be weaponizing the children against the other parent. I hate that. And then they wonder why the children got behavioral issues and be depressed.
I can't stand. I had to get onto my. I ain't gonna say get.
I hate that. I love that though.
Don't question that child. Oh, what you did at your daddy's house? Who was over there? Stop putting that child in the middle of grown people business.
Exactly.
Let that child be a child.
Yeah, there's definitely a problem with adultifying children.
Yes.
And putting them into adult situations because one, they're already trying to be adults. But now you're putting them in a pass-fail situation.
And then you're gonna tell them to stay in a child's place.
Yeah, when they start.
But you put me here though.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So it's really unfortunate. And I've had to teach my kids like, whatever we got going on has nothing to do with you, and your relationship with your other parent is yours to have. I don't have anything to do with that. If they call you, when they call you. If they don't, when they don't. You know what I'm saying? Now, I've gone behind and, had to clean up some messes. You know what I mean? Just because,
I'm sure. Absolutely.
the parent that doesn't have the children, look, they're not, and I think we get upset about this. I am, because I think what we try to do is we try to we put them on the sideline, like they're just sitting on the bench of our life and waiting to get subbed in. And they're not.
Right.
It's out of sight, out of mind. They have a completely separate life. And when you call them up, you call them in the middle of their life.
I like how you put that, because I didn't, I'm not a parent, so I don't see stuff that way. That's actually a very, I didn't think about it like that.
So
That's
then when
real.
I could call to me, I say stuff like, look, I'm a single parent. I get it. So I've called and been like, oh, I need a couple dollars for this or that, or your child needs this, that, and the third. They're in the middle of their financial whatever they're going through. And they have not factored in these kids, because these children, while they are real, are not a part of their reality. Their consequential reality has nothing to do with where these kids sleep, what they eat, and what they got on.
This gonna sound bad, but
Oh,
child support.
I feel like it's always gonna be.
Well, I mean, shit, that's why they got it.
And let me tell you, when we break up, this becomes a business partnership. Because one thing I'm about is we gonna respect each other time. And I told both of mine that. Before I even put you on child support, I will never call you in the middle and be like, I need such and such, because I don't know what you got going on. If you tell me you come in at a certain time, I'm not calling you, clocking you. I just want you to respect my time, because I'm about to have a break. You don't know what I got planned. Just keep in communication.
Be there when you say you're going to be there,
or
period.
if you're going to be late, let me know, or however that go. But if if you got about 3 or 4, after we break up, I'd be good 3 bitches. I know you in your feelings. I got 3 strong bitches.
You ain't that.
You got 3 bitches.
That's for the record. I'm stealing that.
Yo, you got 3 motherfuckers out of me.
You got a good 3 understanding ass niggas in me.
And after that, I'm not. All I say is, them white folks gonna be get, because after they get it, because guess what? I ain't gotta worry about
now.
I ain't got nothing to do, because guess what? That shit hit every week.
Guess live.
What? You ain't gotta worry about that child missing out on nothing. I'ma send you pictures. They in swimming, football, and I guarantee they in church. I got them all together. Just handle your part.
I love it.
Like I say, you want to see a bitch here now.
I live.
Bitch, okay.
Hey. Cheers to the bitch. Period. Ow.
Oh, yeah.
We gotta pour. Let me pour you.
She got to get pulled up.
Cheers to not the bitch, but that bitch. Let's go.
Cheers to the third bitch. That's who we cheer. That third bitch was a motherfucker.
Right, I'm 3 bitches too many.
Yeah.
That's good.
What they say? I ain't gonna be too many more bitches now.
You the first time I ain't gonna be too much more, you motherfucker.
Yeah, I ain't gonna do it.
So, cheers to that bitch. Let's
that
go.
Bitch. Thank you.
Hey. I ain't gonna be too many more motherfuckers, man.
Because I know you mad. You mad because you lost me.
Ooh, that sounded like my mom just now. We'd be like, look, you made me think of something. But she'll be like, I remember.
She got on her shit for a second. I just want to say, she got on her shit.
Let me tell you something. I can't even front. You ate that though.
I'm fair.
You ate that shit.
Because I respect. When I say respect is a 2-way street, I'm gonna respect your time.
You made me think of my mom. That's so lit.
What we not gonna do?
Look, it used to be this thing she would do, like when she was like, "Why you did it?" I'm like, "No, I didn't. No, I didn't." She was like, "All right, I ain't gonna be too many more lies." She used to always say that. You reminded me of that. I ain't gonna be too many more lies.
But she walk with purpose, don't she?
Oh, absolutely. Lacey May Severs does not play.
I love the name, baby. You know she'll play with the May.
Boy, look, Lacey May sound like somebody don't play.
I ain't even about to play with that one.
That sound like somebody allowed to whoop you and they ain't your mama. And Lacey May had to whoop you. You get another whooping.
Lacey May hit you. What you did?
What you do? Yeah. What you do? If Lacey May got to bring you home, I'm whooping your ass. She just got done whooping my ass. You're getting another one. Yeah.
Mine didn't play the telephone, honey.
Mine didn't either. You couldn't tell my mama you was bored. You bored.
Okay, I got you. Don't worry
It's
about
some
it.
baseboards right
That's
here.
hilarious. Period.
What you need, you
You're
boy?
like, it's some laundry need
That-
done, there,
what?
dishes need
all
washing,
kinds
some
of
dishes
things.
need
You're
cleaned.
bored. Well, let's
Look,
make you
the
one boy.
yard need cutting, not mowing. The grass need cut.
My mom used to walk in on my brother, be like around like 5, 6 o'clock. She'd be like, "You better hit that grass for that sun catch your ass. Go catch it early."
That's
He be pissed
hilarious.
off.
So here's my question. We had a little fun.
That just ate, yeah, you ate with that though.
Yeah, she did. She did. She did.
Yes, ma'am.
So here's my question for y'all. And you've had enough time to think about it.
Okay.
Are we blaming love for what lust got us into?
Yes.
I mean, because
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes.
yeah.
Yeah.
Uh,
Because we don't know what love is. In lust, all our love songs now is about sex.
Right, and everybody that's
nah,
saying they
nah.
in
Let's
love
be, let's
ain't
be,
really
let's
in
be,
love.
let's be 100%. There's a difference between sex and fucking.
Absolutely.
Our songs are about fucking. We was always had love songs and sex songs, and it was all like had the innuendo, and you had
You know, your Marvin,
Yeah.
your Luther,
you turn off the lights.
Yeah, yeah.
And then
light a
it's
candle.
tonight.
Right.
is the night.
Yeah, that was
Take
good.
it. You know, Elvis put my baby does the hanky panky.
Come on, not the
You know,
hanky panky.
Lord, you-
I mean,
but-
it always had a
Yes,
little.
But we always had a little bit of
yeah.
nah. This ain't
there's
that.
a meeting in my bedroom.
Yes, hey, that's new,
Girl,
but that's
please
dope.
Don't be late.
And
Please don't be late. Hello.
you know what I mean? Now that's you know what I mean? That's love making that sex. That's you know what I mean?
Now it's fucking with me. Period.
You know what I'm saying?
Shout out to Tank that way.
When we
Fuck.
when we he a if the man
Now,
gonna do
mind
it,
you, I don't dislike the song. I'm not
that's
saying.
my shit now. Granted, let it be shown. This is my shit now.
That's my shit too.
Oh,
But he did say, he said that, you know, the industry isn't, and he brought it up. He said, you know, Sam Smith could sing Stay With Me and it goes platinum, but,
Mm-hmm.
you know, the industry's scared of our love. That's why they push our hate.
Absolutely. And
Yeah.
then it's take it even further. Stephanie Mills said it best. They want to hear our music, baby. They just don't want to hear it from us.
That part. Ooh.
It's cold blooded. So why
Stephanie
are
didn't
we
play the
making?
telephone
Because you
either.
said something earlier, and it's making permanent decisions on temporary emotion.
Mm-hmm.
And I think we've all done it.
I remember that. Yeah.
Yeah, you ate it. You ate it. Yeah, man. Yeah, every now and again, I recruit a good one. You know what I'm saying? Every now and again, you know what I'm saying, get some truth in the room. You know what I'm saying?
Come on, tell the people stop playing with her.
So, but
Hell
let's take out temporary or permanent and insert lust and love.
Well, I just got out of a hell of a, y'all want to hear some tea?
yes.
Let me zoom in.
And it seems like it's baby. It seems like
Let me-
it's piping hot.
Let me.
I had a lustful relationship with a little YN lately.
Oh Lord.
Ooh.
Not you had a sexual proclivity.
And it was lustful.
That's so girl. That'd be the best though.
What I had with a low tag.
Oh, so he scratched the itch. Oh, in other words, baby, he was the whole back scratcher. Fuck that. I know that's right. He got in that spot. Let's fucking go.
But no, yeah, it was lustful.
So,
Hallelujah. I love
so
that.
how did it end up?
How did it end? It ended because, all right, I liked it because it gave me an insight on. I can really write a book on all the guys I dated.
Do
Oh my
it.
God. Oh my God.
Why
It's
not?
gorgeous.
Do it.
Oh my God.
What's stopping you? Why not?
But he gave me an insight on the younger generation,
Mm.
like, and where they're minded. He didn't know who Malcolm. He was 25.
Mhm.
He didn't know who Malcolm X was. Oh, I seen him, but like their lack of him, they don't. It's actually quite sad.
They're
Like,
trying to
this-
wipe us out.
They don't know and don't care.
That
I wouldn't
and that's a
even- I
part of
wouldn't
it as
even
well.
say that I mean, how can you care if
The information is not freely there.
Yeah.
number one, we got
for sure.
social media.
Mm-hmm.
My mama chasing a nigga. My daddy chasing bitches. because we really live like these women. We outside now. Like they don't like, and he really was just a loss. So it was actually he was fun, but he really was just
It's
lost.
kind of floating into the abyss of life.
It really was, and it was one of them situations. And I was just asking myself because I'm not a rehabilitation center for men who weren't raised right. So because I took that cape off a long time ago.
Girl, good for you.
But
it's not
it is.
It's not the
it's-
cape to wear.
It's sad. It not at all. But it's quite sad though. It's sad. Like I said, but I had to leave it because I'm just not there no more.
And I feel that. And then also too, when
Did it hurt?
Hmm?
Did it hurt? Totally.
Well, you know, situationships hurt worse than relationships.
that's the thing,
boy.
especially because there's no attachment.
Woo.
So when it's good, it's good.
It's right. It's thinking residual and shit over somebody ain't even in a relationship.
No, for real though.
Hurt. I saw a horse walking down the street and just got sad.
Lord.
Good
That is
God,
hilarious.
bro! What,
Baby,
bro?
you know what?
She
I
saw
feel you, girl.
I don't know. Look at
Oh, I
me.
feel
Look at
you
me,
in my
audience. Look at
soul.
me, audience.
No, look at me, baby. I feel it. That
She-
it be real out here.
I've never had that problem.
Hey, speak for yourself. I have. Bless her heart, baby. I feel you. And I'm with you when you right, girl.
Oh
Would
my
you,
God.
Baby, when you miss that good thing, hey, it be real. So I absolutely
I don't know if y'all heard
understand.
what she said. Look at me. She said she.
She saw a horse walking down the street and got sad, honey. I feel your pain, girl. It be real like that, especially when it's good. Keyword, not good. When it's good, baby. That it'll flip your world upside down, even if that nigga wasn't shit. That's the sad part.
This has been Clicked at the podcast. No.
and we're still going. Perfect. So that's what I'm saying. But no.
He did that.
But you know what? Another thing too, it also, especially because I've been there too. You know, that's around. Man. Well, actually, not even. What was it? I was like,
Are you a rapper?
30.
I feel like you got metaphors and bars and shit. I feel like you should be rapping.
I do a little
That's real ass
now.
shit though. But no, on
Little
some real ass
ratchet
shit, you should. Because baby, you be dropping some
You be dropping some
gems on this
gems.
motherfucker.
I mean, I got a lot of hidden. Like, to be honest, like I said, y'all, I really been holding in. So we'll see what God drive me.
Hey, period. But hey, I feel you on that, man. I never forget. I had to be maybe 29, 30. It was this dude. He was like maybe 23, I think. Let me tell you something. You and then we knew what it was. We knew what it was, but it's you hit a nerve with, oh Lord, I feel you with what's right. And you be like, okay.
Fuck, man.
Like, God damn, bro. You pissed off, bro.
You showed us, ain't it, Lord?
He's like, you know what? I trust you, but look, you show, and they be like, and it's almost like that voice, like, yes, and he'd be like, okay, fuck, I guess so.
My daddy said I can't mess with you no more.
No, that's what he gives.
He said, I can't talk to you no more.
But yeah, fine.
So here we are blaming.
I do.
We're
remember
putting
this day.
ourselves in lustful situations.
Yeah.
Oh, I can tell you why though. Oh, that's what I meant to bring up. I'm sorry, I've been tipsy. I have an issue with bringing people close to me, and I'm like, I've had to stop me from like having multiple partners, and this has worked for me probably since high school. I always had 3. I had
Let's go.
listen. I had one that I kept in the friend zone, and when you in the friend zone, we gonna go out. He gonna pay you everything. I'm gonna turn you on the girls. I'm gonna make you laugh. We gonna have a good time. You got one that you're fucking. I don't need to know that your grandma died yesterday, because now I'm gonna ask you, are you okay? You all right? Now I care. So we just gonna had a little bullshit conversation,
And then
get it popping. And I catch you later. And then
Period.
I always had one locked up because I feel like niggas gonna lie anyway. So I get my little princess.
and
if you
I'm
put
about
all
to
three-
scream.
And if you put all 3 of them in together, I got one man.
you are.
So that was an easy way. I'm not saying it's right because I'm feeling now. But that
Girl,
was a
but
way.
do you have to say it's right?
But that was a way to keep everybody away from me, so I so I could continue to thrive in life and not have to worry about no emotional attachments. But I'm fucked up because I do want love. Like, I really want love.
But you done did all. I feel you.
This shit just work, bro. Because every time I try to fall in love, the shit don't work. So let me just go back.
Like, let me just be outside. Let's just be out the fuck side.
I just sit on the porch. I don't be outside.
Well,
I just be on the porch.
No, you don't leave the stoop. You don't leave the stoop.
Stoop kid never leave a stoop.
You go stoop kids ready to leave the stoop. Let's fucking go.
But
Oh my God! I love
kids
you.
ready to leave the stoop.
I had the newspaper and everything.
Right.
It's the, I think I can. I think I can.
Right.
He was reading the little internet code. I still remember that.
Arnold, like,
Girl, I feel you when you write.
but it sounds bad. But I was afraid.
So, but we're using
man.
so now here's crazy thing, right? And a really intelligent person told me the thing that we do when we're kids, when we're parents, or something that our parents may have done to us, is used inside as punishment.
Yeah.
So like restriction and can't go outside and stuff. We used inside as punishment, and then we used outside as liberation. When really inside is safety, and outside is whatever comes with outside.
Think that warped our thinking as we got older?
So then here we are, our kids, us, are thinking inside is prison and liberation is outside because I can do whatever I want outside. And then they run outside and do whatever. And so, we might have done that, right? So here's the thing. Just to her point, like, playing in lust felt safer than playing with love. Well, or at least doing the work of love, right? Because
it's hella work, baby.
Because what we are afraid of is not being able to know the ending before the beginning. If I give myself to love, I don't know it's going to end up.
Yeah.
But I know how lust ends. And even if I don't like the ending, I know.
It's like, bam, I can just walk away.
You know what I'm saying?
Because you don't know because it's terrifying because you don't know other people's intentions.
Exactly.
Because we laugh, because I feel like a lot of guys talk about they want that good woman, but I've been that good woman, and it scared them.
Because it intimidated it. Because it's like they don't know what it looked like. So when it was like right in front of them, it's like, oh, bitch.
And the thing about meeting a real motherfucker is when you meet a real motherfucker, then that requires you to be real too. You gotta step like you.
Message.
Like you can't.
Message.
Like these fake women. Let me tell you one thing: you can't buy me. I've never been no woman. You cannot throw no money at me and think that shit's gonna move me. But we do live in that world where women, even if you used to a little fake, little, fugazi ass female who's used to that, then you gonna meet me and shit, you ain't gonna know what to do with me. I'm gonna be difficult.
Honey, no hetero, but that was such a turn on. You ate.
You don't know this phrase, but this
down.
is his personal, like, that's his phrase. It's the funniest shit I've ever heard of.
You ate that. I couldn't even said that any better.
But seriously,
because that's so real though, and I feel I don't want to always go back to the intimidation part of it, but I mean that's the reality in a sense.
But ultimately, here's the problem, right? Because again, if you don't,
because it's more than that.
If you don't have a discipline, I can put something in your hand, like we understand finances, right? We understand what money means. We whatever. I can put a brick of money in front of a dog. It has no conceptual idea of what to do with this. It's not a part of its reality. It doesn't know. It's not its fault it doesn't know, right?
Right.
Even the Bible says, he who knoweth not is not sin. I don't know. How was I, what I'm saying? I can't be responsible for nothing. You know what I mean?
Right.
But so when you meet somebody and we all have an inner desire for this thing that nobody's taught us. So there is men, there are women who say, I want a good man, but we do two things wrong. We assume that it's always a good woman looking or a good man looking, and we assume that this person knows what they're going to do or knows what to do when that's put in their hands. And so many times we get stuff put in our hands and we fumble it because we've never been even taught how to handle it.
Or given the tools to him.
Yeah, so it's like,
Mm-hmm.
who taught you how to be a man? I did. Do you understand how much you don't know? That's the biggest thing. Who taught you how to be a woman? A lot of women don't know how to treat a man outside of the maternal context. So when they get a man, they turn it to his mother because the only way they've seen a continuous relationship with a man is watching their mother their brother. So they think, oh, I'll just do what she did because that's the only way you've seen it work. And these men have only seen a relationship like that. This is why a lot of these niggas like let their woman pay for shit and don't got a license and borrow their old lady's car. That's a son. But they only understand how to be a son.
Yeah.
There's nobody that's taught them how to be a man.
What's that phrase? You didn't know what you didn't know.
Yeah, you did. So it's like they get into these relationships and then they turn their girlfriend into their mother.
Literally.
And then that's why these women are running around here saying, I ain't your mama, I ain't your mama. Well, at some point, you were.
Kinda became that.
Yeah, and he put you in that position because it was the only way he knew how to function.
And then, which a lot of times they don't like to, I'm gonna say not they, but a lot of times we, because it's not just women, we don't like to take accountability on the fact that, hey, sometimes when he got that, we just run with it. And it'd be like, but babe, but you know, you constantly complaining, but you know, you bet right back because that.
Yeah. So you
Hence
so
the
so
lust.
so now you've sexualized a mother position
Literally.
and sexualized the father's position.
Literally.
So now we're out here wondering why we got daddy issues is because you trying.
That's what.
You wonder why you got mama issues
Talk
because you're
about
trying
it.
to fuck your mother.
Talk about it.
And you trying to fuck your daddy.
Literally, that's what's happening. And we don't. but
Wait,
these
wait,
are
wait,
the,
wait, wait,
These
wait,
are the
wait.
combos that people want to skate around. Though we don't ever want to talk about
That's
that.
true, because I feel like that's what it was with that last one I was in.
Mhm.
It's
Because-
real. It is such a real
because,
thing.
Like
Mhm.
I can see, because like I said, he was the exception. Like, to be as young as he was, he didn't smoke, he didn't drink, and he worked 24/7.
Mhm.
But he would often talk about, I don't know what it's like to, I've never had my father. So everything I'm doing, I'm teaching myself. And he would tell me that all the time. But in a sense, like the love, because I love affection. I love, because my mother did. She would rub my back or she'll rub my shoulder. And that's what I do. I
Is
tend
that
to
your
do.
love language?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah. I love to know that I like to be people's peace. To know that you can come here. And
I have
you
a
feel
comment in the
at
chat.
ease.
The Truth Don't Lie TV said this. And a lot of dudes only see women through maternal context. That's why y'all laugh at abusive women, because you see them through the eyes of your mom, whose abuse you excused.
Okay.
That's
hold on.
deep.
Wait. All right. Give me.
Read it again.
Yeah.
Run it back.
Run
That is
again,
deep, though.
Run it back.
Yeah,
go
run
into
that back.
again.
Run it back. A lot of dudes only see women through the maternal context. That's why y'all laugh at abusive women, because you see them through the eyes of your mom, whose abuse you excused.
That's because they were like, a lot of times you'll see where the child will be upset or blame that the parent that was abused.
I think
Like,
what he's trying to say is you see them, we see women
through that lens.
through
of
that
the-
lens of a mother. So we only see
Absolutely.
them as a mother. So when a woman is abusive, a woman's abuse, a mother's abuse sometimes can just be called correction or just called
Mhm.
discipline when
it's
actually
indeed
was
abuse.
I would have to see that. I need a.
I wanna give-
example.
I think that's what he's saying.
Yeah,
I mean,
no, it is.
yeah,
It
yeah.
is, because
I
you
mean-
see that. You do see that sometimes in like. So I can't think of a movie off the top of my head, but you know the type, the archetype. So it's always that one where the dude or the person done left home. You know, they had the hard upbringing. They probably came out of that abusive relationship.
What
but
was that movie that Denzel Washington was in?
Antoine Fisher. That's what,
Yeah,
so
Antoine
remember he
Fisher.
was abused, and then like he carried that with him in his attitude, the way he lashed out, the way even how he approached when he, what was that Joy girl, the actress
Joy Bryant, yeah.
Joy Bryant, even like his relationship with her, and then she picked up on some of his triggers and couldn't understand that right there. That's what he means.
Okay.
That's exactly what that is.
Okay, so that would mean that in that guy who's dealing with the abusive woman, then that means he probably has a mother wound that he probably didn't heal.
Most definitely. And I think that's what it is, because we've been taught to categorize certain behaviors that keep it out of examination and indictment. We're not saying, look, this bothers me when you do this. Or some people, in like this, that old song, some people
Want it all.
no, some people want to some people want to abuse you, and some people want to be abused by you. I think,
Wait, not the Eurythmics,
yeah,
right?
yeah. So there's some in some cases we're looking for the pattern.
But see, that's what we are seeing in a lot of our relationships now, especially our young relationships. We're seeing that damaged man, like I say, dating that damaged woman,
and they believe that shit is the norm.
and that's what and then when you look at our culture, we sell trauma. I can't. Stand,
that's so real.
I cannot stand Baby Boy. But there was
I hated that movie too. Boy.
Growing up, I'm not gonna lie.
that
Because
used to
being
be
that
my
I didn't
joint.
have a father, like being that, like I really thought that shit was how it was supposed to go. I thought it was fun. I thought it was sexy.
I
but
loved it.
As I get older, that shit is hell
It
no.
hits you so different. And I remember watching, because I don't, for the same reason, I'm not a fan of that movie anymore like that. But I remember when I watched it for the first time, like as an adult, because it had been some years, because it didn't be on TV like that. I watched that sucker, I was like, oh my God. Like, it really kind of made me confront the way, and I remember seeing it, or how I saw it through the lens that I saw it as a child and as that teenager growing up. And to now, I'm like, I can't believe we really thought this shit was okay. Like, this is not good.
Or even, I'm going to take it a step further, because I get a lot of controversy for saying this, but even with Love and Basketball. When we talk about like that time when she when she wanted to go, she had curfew. He just found out his dad was cheating. He was going through, she had just gotten this starting position and she had to make curfew. You took, he felt she was being selfish because she didn't want to break curfew. And it's like, and now you cheating on her. Now the girl, when she comes to your apartment to apologize, the same bitch who was at the party walking out your apartment. And it's like,
it was real petty.
yeah,
very
so
petty.
it's like, what was she supposed to abandon herself and her future?
And I
Because,
always said
like
that.
I said, you could have walked me back to the dorm. We need, what are we teaching our women to abandon themselves? Because that happens a lot too. Or
I think they just needed a storyline, because that never made sense to me. Like I feel like they kind of blew it up.
But we do that. A lot of our young girls, and this is abandon themselves. And then, and vice versa, some of our young boys do too.
But that's, I
speaking
think,
from a
but I think on
woman's
the other
perspective.
end, I think what it teaches men is, unfortunately, and I mean, and ultimately in the movie, he kind of like, got it together, but I don't think that
Who got
should
it
always
together?
him.
Which one?
Quincy from talking about Love and Basketball?
Yeah.
Well, yeah,
At the
'cause
end,
when he was getting ready to marry Tyra Banks,
Man,
and
he was
they played it.
dunking on her ass.
She's talking about
He was
some.
playing
He
for
done with
her
the
heart.
fuck either.
Like, bitch, I'm trying to play for your heart, bitch, and you dunk on me.
Look, that shit. I ain't gonna lie. Is it bad that I laugh? Is it bad that I laugh when he dunked the fuck out of her? I was
I think everybody
she
laughed.
was like, her little face cracked. I was just like,
yeah,
that's bad.
He wasn't supposed to do that.
He's like double
He
or
did it.
nothing. She's like,
Yeah. So,
you
but
gonna
the
make me
thing,
watch that tonight? By the way.
yeah. Now I want to see it again.
Yeah.
But the whole thing is like, there was an entitlement that men feel to women, right? So in that scene, he felt entitled. Like you said, like she's supposed to abandon, herself. The answer was obviously yes. And then in that moment, he felt like he had just cause to like, basically, be petty and get his lick back. Like, all right, you know what I'm saying? You're not going to perform the way you're supposed to. I'll just, like, it's funny because I keep saying this and I love the song to death, is Area Codes. At the end when Nate Dogg goes, when I call, come running, or I'll call my substitute freak. You know what I'm saying? Like, Either you
He go-
get in line or I'm about to.
Here you go. If you what you won't do, somebody else will.
So it's like yeah, there's the maternal entitlement that a lot of these men are raised with because of the ways their mothers raised them. They come into a relationship feeling that same level of entitlement to you.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So
I think with that, it just comes from. All right, we had this conversation in college. Who are the most discriminated group of people in the world?
The most discriminated group
Women.
of people.
Women.
Oh, I was about to say
women are looked at. If you look, women are looked at as property. Women. It wasn't until '94 that certain states a woman was it was illegal to rape your wife because when you get married, she belongs to you.
right. So if she did try to claim rape, then they were
You
like,
couldn't
no,
do it because you
that's-
belong to her.
I remember.
you belong to him. So women are looked
Y'all
at
climbed some mountains.
whatever you can do for me at this moment. Your titties big, okay? That whatever I can give you at that moment, that's what you're looking for. But I have to tell people that's why I don't use my body. I try. Look at me as a person. I got feelings just like you do. I hurt just like you do. Whatever trauma you facing, black man, guess what? I'm facing that shit too.
okay, I got another one.
Look,
I got
I ain't
another
a
couple.
person.
I got another couple comments.
Period.
And I think this is gonna be an expansion. Okay, here we go. That's what a relationship is. Abandonment. Fighting that is exactly why we're in and out of them. You won't find a great relationship until you find two people who are willing to abandon themselves for one another.
I can't get with that. For me, my definition of relationship is this: whatever your dream is and whatever my dream is, let's walk together on this road. And I'm gonna help
Period.
you. I'm gonna help you. What you need from me to help your dream come true? What do I need from you to help my dream come true? You should not be abandoned, because that's where resentment come in.
Absolutely.
Because there's a lot of people who are married. Oh, we done been married 30 years. The motherfuckers miserable.
Right. I abandoned myself, and that's why I'm not me and the person not that I'm not with was with. Why we not together now?
Like, let's go after. Like, I
Literally.
feel like that's healthy.
Right.
Let's
And
go, because you don't stop being you. Just like when you become a parent, I don't stop being a parent. I'm still Bria. I still got things I like to do. It's them, like when you see a mother who look downtrodden and she look bad, it's because that balance is off. She has not taken care of her. What was it? Jim Carrey said depression is your avatar tired of playing this
role. Yeah, I
so
yeah,
you
I
can't
love that
abandon
quote.
yourself, because that's where your
Yes.
anxiety, that's where your depression,
Mhm.
that's because you have abandoned yourself.
Right.
No relation. You were born alone.
But I
die.
get the idea.
Yeah, but I disagree.
But, yeah, I disagree with you a little bit, and here's what my pushback is.
Oh.
When we look at those relationships, like I have I think a great grandparent, both of them. When one died, the other was right behind them because they were the same person. They lost themselves, and we're afraid to lose ourselves. There has to be a point where you understand, like, there is no turning back from this. We us now. Nino and G Money, we all we got. Like, we are so afraid of losing the self. And there's a difference between individuality and individualism.
Okay,
Like,
that's what I was about to go
so there's
to.
a
Okay.
religion of the self, a cult of the self that we are too tough on trying to defend when that's the thing you're supposed to be letting go.
Yeah, and
So like
yeah.
am I me? And do I like to do the things I do? I love this place, but I'm my children, and this place can burn down before a hair is harmed on my kid's head.
Absolutely.
So
period.
you know what I mean? Who am I without my kids? I don't know who that person is. Don't want to know who that person is. I don't need to know that person. I don't. It's immaterial. When you find that person in your life, who am I without you? I don't even want to know that person. We don't know how to find that person, so we're too busy protecting ourselves from being the person who that person would recognize.
I don't think it's more so
Yeah.
knowing not wanting to know who I am without you. I think it's more so learning who I could be while I'm with you. That's how I see it. Because for me, I get you do have, I don't want to look at it as losing, like, losing or abandoning yourself to be with somebody, because at the end of the day we still have ourselves. I'm still me, still gonna be me. We may compromise on certain things when it comes to the health of the relationship, or not to cater to, but to understand or better suit what the other person's love language is, or helping them understand what ours is, for a compromise. But I wouldn't say lose yourself.
No,
I don't think I'm losing me. I feel like I'm learning a new part of me because of you. Like you're introducing me to a new version of myself, because I didn't know what loved or whatever our situation looked like before you came into the picture. So,
but yeah,
I do get what he's saying though. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off, baby. But I get what he's saying. I will say that abandonment that happened, that's why I'm not in the relationship that I'm in. That's why I'm not in the relationship that I was in, because I lost way too much of myself. And even to the point of, if I was to lose any of myself, I wouldn't even want to be that, because I feel like me being fully in myself, who I am in my full authentic self, has to play a part in how this relationship would work.
I think the
Unless I took it wrong.
No. I dig what you're saying. I love the pushback. But you want to go? Go ahead.
Yeah, because okay, the guy that I told you who had the perfect family, who I was scared of, me and him actually started talking. Like, this was probably about 10 years ago. Now us as grown 30 and 31, we're talking, and I know for a fact with that relationship I will not be abandoning myself, because he's so healthy and he comes from a healthy family to where he knows what he wants.
Like, he's secure.
And me doing my work on myself, I know who I am and I'm secure. He has his own dreams and hobbies. I have my dreams and hobbies. Together, like I said, what can we do to help each other navigate life together?
So here's my.
Like, I don't want you to feel like I don't want you to. Now, if I'm doing something, now of course I'm not gonna like everything you do. You're not gonna like everything I do. Okay, Bria, I don't like when you do this. Okay, babe, I will try for you to. And of course, there's going to be the compromise, but you should never compromise yourself.
So here's my thing.
Like if it especially your core, like if something's bothering you.
Yeah, no, for sure.
Those hard line boundaries.
So here's the, and I think he said it in a better way here. So I'm gonna give it back to him. This is Truth Don't Lie. He's been on in the chat. Either you want a relationship or you want you. You got to choose, because in a relationship you dissolve into a union, right? So if, like,
one thing I've seen about love, I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
No,
go ahead.
Bring this up with love.
Was that all he said, or he said more?
He said other stuff, but please go ahead.
Like, when I'm in love, I like to see you happy, so I study my man. And I've been in a reciprocal relationship to where you love me and you want to see me happy. So what it becomes is just a recyclement of just appreciation and looking after each other. Yesterday, I didn't want to go to the gym. I was like, should I go to the gym? Da-da-da. And him, on the other hand, don't you want to do such and such? Go ahead and go. You can do. Like, it was the motivation, because you know what my dream is. And it's the same. It's like, I just feel like, and he has, like, I don't know. It's me being repetitive, but I feel like everybody needs what do you want to be in life? What do you want to do? Don't let a relation, because society has you thinking, have these checklists off. As long as you got the relationship, you got the house, you got the car, you got the kids. Like, you have all, but what do you have? Like, who are you?
Right, because then you sitting in a whole marriage unhappy,
and
unfulfilled.
And you just don't know, because it's a lot of older women who have told me, don't get married. I'm sorry, I've met a lot of older women who said, don't get married. I've heard that plenty, who've been married for years. Because they have abandoned. Oh, they used to like to draw. They like to paint. They had all these gifts. But when they became a mother, they just buried everything. And they never got back to that.
Well, I think, and I don't take away from that. And here's what I'm going to say to that. A lot of times we are not finding a partner. We're finding an employee.
That's real.
And then a lot of times we demand overtime at a pace that doesn't give them a work-life balance. So you'll find a man who is upset. He's at work 16, 18 hours a damn day. He only gets to come home, go to sleep, wake up, do it all over again. And now he resents you because you've made, like you said, the checklist I shouldn't have to pay the mortgage and the car notes, and I shouldn't have to do this. And the way you said at the very beginning, the way these bills are outpacing us, it demands consistent labor. But on the other end, because he can't be here,
The love and the attention.
yeah, they can't be here. Now you have your own set of resentments because we didn't meet each other as much as we what's the word I want to use? We interviewed each other for a part in our lives that see you dissolve into me while I keep me. And then that person has to, now you have a battle. Well, now, because you don't make as much money as me, this is where I have power. And because you don't have the relationship in the house, so we have a battle that's going on with the person that you're supposed to be.
But see, that's why you have to choose your partner, because you should see your partner in every season. Like, and when I say every season, every
the
emotion,
good and the bad,
before you
all
commit to
that.
them. Because in that same, because me in a relationship, I have a saying: if you got the ability to pay for something, make it your responsibility. And because if I see a bill needs to be paid and I got the ability, I'm gonna make it my responsibility. I'm gonna knock that shit out. Hey, babe, I already paid that light bill. And the money you was gonna use for the light bill, now that could be recycled into maybe our date night. Because it becomes, when you really care, because I can't say that I truly love you if I'm watching you struggle. My man, you working 16 hours a day, you gonna have heaven on earth to the best of my ability when you walk through that door. Because how can I say I love you if I'm watching you kill yourself?
Well, because that's crazy. So,
and I had to learn that too. That was a part of, like, that's all a part of the lesson. Right. Absolutely.
Yeah, like it's what love is. Like, or how can you say I love this woman and I'm watching her, like, she has these kids, she's not having a break, she look tired. My girl ain't even wash her hair today. My girl ain't wash her. Hey, you know what, babe? Go, I thug it with the kids. Just go do. And that's what, to me, true love would be. It's a reciprocal cycle of doing for each other and appreciation. I was a member of the LGBTQ.
Hey, once a member, always a member, babe. That's how I feel you. Yeah, here you go. It's like hey, babe, we like the mob. Once you're in, you're in.
But I felt like she was the only one that could have happened with. She passed. God bless her.
I feel that. I feel that.
But it was because it was so much reciprocity. It was so much, and she taught me that. She taught me intimacy. Intimacy doesn't have to be for intimacy.
I love that.
The way to get her is do not acknowledge her. And to sit with somebody and laugh with somebody, that's my intimacy. We could sit there, we could laugh, and we cared so much that, like I said, I seen her looking at them pants. Somebody get her these pants.
Period. Those
and then
moments.
The money she was gonna buy them pants, she like, you know what? I saw Bree looking at that purse. I'm about to get her this purse. So what it has become is it's a competition of who is gonna do more for each other. And all it did, like when we got off work, all right, what you need from me? You need me to help clean up? All right. After she helped me clean up, I gotta go do something. Okay, well, I'm about to cook, clean, get the child together. Okay, Gabby together. All right, she in bed. Now, what are we gonna do? Because we understood the assignment is take care of the house, make sure everybody fed, make sure the kids in bed. So once we can do that, now we got us. Like, it's about respect, a reciprocal amount of respect. If both people are respecting each other, I don't think that there's not gonna be a lack. Or you have to.
So there are different relationship models that don't model themselves after the American
and
Western
that's what
culture.
It is. You have to
find what works for you.
So
you have to know you.
But here's the thing. Here's the thing. If we're looking at stats, you look at divorce rates. You look at the way we infidelity rates, all this other stuff. If I told you I was going to sell you a car based on the same rates of infidelity and divorce, you wouldn't buy that car from me. You wouldn't. If you had a 50-50 chance of this car breaking down and or somebody stealing this car, would you buy it? The answer is no. So then we have a faulty relationship model that's either has a 50% chance of breaking down or equal amount of chance to be stolen from you. And then we're trying to protect it. Like, this is the only way to work it. Like, you just gotta take your chances. A 50-50 chance, like a flip of a coin. I wouldn't tell my kid to go date in a world like that. I wouldn't But here we are,
Scary
okay
world.
with doing it. We're okay with flipping coins with our genitalia, with the next 18 years of our lives,
with kids.
you know what I'm saying, with our finances, because these relationships become financially intertwined really quick.
Not
So
me,
you're
though.
taking-
no kids here. Sorry.
Enjoy.
No, yeah, not to rub it in. Not to rub it in. Yeah.
But you see what I'm saying though? So there's we have if we're gonna be honest, we have an amazingly inefficient relationship system that we have dedicated our best years to.
Mm-hmm.
And then all of a sudden you see people get older. Now they want to run into church, and now they want to run into these other ways of trying to find what they,
It's never too late.
you know what I'm saying? Like what we were trying to find earlier is really what happened is we played ourselves.
Yeah.
We played the game, no shade, but if you're going to play in lust, you're not finding love in there.
Mm-hmm. Because
You know what I'm
knew
saying?
what it was before it started.
Because lust is a part of love, but lust is a part of love, but love is not a part of lust. It's
Correct.
not in there.
The two are not synonymous.
Right. So it's like we keep running around here playing in lust, hoping that, I look up and we find ourselves in a situation where it just kind of worked.
And then it becomes insanity because we keep doing it, thinking we gonna really. Oh no, he ain't gonna be like that.
But see, one thing, like I said, I operate in self-awareness. Like I don't even think, like I said, I'm talking to that guy with the perfect guy. I'm gonna call him the perfect. But
You definitely described him that way.
he honestly was. But I know that, and even him, he's not ready. And I think that's that self-awareness. I know that I'm not ready right now. And, he'll say he not ready neither. But one thing I don't do is I don't lie to myself,
Mm-hmm.
When I play in lust, I know that should be lust,
Be like, look, here go the feeling. We not gonna do this.
We ain't gonna do this.
You stop that shit real quick.
Just having fun, so.
Hey, nigga look guilty. Been there, done that.
Yeah,
Weird. It slipped and touched a part of your soul. And you be like, you sure you weren't really doing this all you really want to do? And I was like,
but like I say, in the back of your mind,
you be like, this shit ain't gonna
and every
work.
time you do, go take a little trip to Delulu Land. You
Oh,
just smack
Lord.
the back of your neck with his
And ain't it a
sandal.
trip, baby?
Get right.
Get you. He be like, step. So like, lay down.
Yeah. Sit down. Let him go.
Tell us, wake up. Oh, hey.
So I mean, can't say I ain't never had fun with it. So
Hello, shit. Why do it if it ain't gonna be fun? Shit.
Question. If we've only had practice playing in lust, when we have this hold on, we have this idea we're gonna be
ready.
Oh yeah, I've never played. I play basketball. I play pickup games of basketball. I think whatever. I think, oh man, I play pickup games by rules that we created that have very relaxed rules. The rules are 21. The rules are all 5-on-5, blah 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 blah. I think, man, if all I need to do is the right motherfucker to catch me at the wrong time, and I could play in the NBA, and it's like, no. You don't understand all the other things that you don't understand because you don't see that. You're not privy to how this thing really works. We've played in lust so long, we think if we just work lust right, we can stumble into love. We can stumble into making a whole relationship work.
Been there, fuck that.
You know what I'm saying? And then all of a sudden it's like, and I just, she was talking about, horses and shit. To be 100%. She was talking about horses. Look.
Don't get me to remember.
Kitty cats. Look, kitty cats.
Don't give her a good thought. Hello.
Kitty cats. She dipped back into it. Kitty cats have definitely made me think about buying a ring. Off the strength. This might be the one. And the whole human being attached to it has not even factored into this decision making.
At all.
You know what I'm saying?
Hey, that's the joy of the good. Hey, it'll get you. It'll have you What you say? Have you take that trip to the Lululand real quick?
Real quick. First class.
What first class, one way ticket if you ain't
Look.
careful.
Look, I'm willing to put it all on the line. Like that, when that thing is thinging. You know what I'm saying? When the thing things.
But I'm very vocal
When that
with my
monkey
problems.
monkey, I'm saying,
I've been shaking and acting the donkey trying to get to you.
I see you like it. The dance of the G's got you shook it. But you don't know what to do with this pussy. What you gonna do with this pussy? Shout out to Candy, the best fucking verse on that goddamn song.
Yeah,
Tell the people
what?
stop playing with Candy the Birds, bruh. Let's
Oh my
go.
God.
That's my shit. That was my shit though.
I'm thinking I'll find. I think like I'm very vocal. Like I tell you, like that's like all right. The type of man I couldn't date a pushover guy
I feel it.
because I am a habitual line stepper.
Mm.
And it's
I'm an habitual line.
me being just self-aware.
Not you a button pusher.
Like, and what's funny is I'm so self-aware. Like I would have a guy be like, "Yeah, you," and I'd be like, "I took it too far."
Mm.
Like, yeah, calm that shit down. Okay. I done had a guy say, Bria, I done said, fuck you 3 times, and it ain't even 10 o'clock. Slow down. Like, okay. I did a lot this morning.
Funny.
And because I'm self-aware. I'm aware. Like, I tell you, like, you know, I'm not used to this. So you probably going to have to correct me. And I'm okay with correction. I like correction. I like to learn. So tell me when I'm doing something that bothers you. So I feel like my guy would just have to be verbal, communicate. Like,
And I feel like it gets you off when he tell you what to do. I feel like that touches a part of you. I see you.
Because, like,
I think that sucker get you, take you
'Cause
to a place, honey.
you right.
I see you.
Okay.
She said, "You
You
right."
want me to be quiet. I've been
He
talking
like,
too much.
yes,
Okay.
daddy. But you know what? I love a little structure.
Listen,
Ain't nothing wrong with it
I
now.
respect the man's. Like I respect you, and I respect your position as
Period.
a man. You know. But like I said, I have been a strong black woman for. Even though I can't wait to not be a strong black woman, but I have been. And you know, if you could take me out of there, I'm gonna listen. I'll be quiet.
So,
I ain't
go
gonna
up,
be
put me
silent,
in my
but you-
soft girl era. Let's go.
Right. Like I ain't
So-
gonna be silent, but you know, I'll be quiet.
Like, we ain't gonna shut up,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
I'll shut up,
we'll
but
lower
I'll-
the tone
Yeah.
a little bit.
I talk to you in lowercase letters.
Lowercase. It won't be all caps, but you still gonna get talked to.
Yeah.
You may get about 3 caps.
right.
There's some buzzwords I need you to see. I'm gonna capitalize them.
Because you had me fucked up right there.
No, for real. Right here is where you messed
Have
up.
y'all seen that one where the girl did the little map on the thing? She was like,
Oh, yeah, because
yeah.
right here,
Right.
talk about Ray Shonda.
Right here,
Yes,
like
that's
right
my
here.
girl.
and you make a turn right here, and then you make another turn right here,
And this
is where you
is where you got me fucked up. Yes, Miss.
right
Talk
here.
about some. They say you're not a picnic basket, but you stay keeping us fed, and for that I say thank you. I love her so much. She's like, we have said there's something that has a lot of you confused. Is man, I'm here to show you. Let's check the board. She's like this, and then she goes off. I live. That is my girl.
Every time I see it, I'm like, yo,
Don't you love her?
she cooked out on that
She
one.
be cooking.
She cooked out on that one. I was like, I might need to use that. Like, could you imagine going to work and doing that for the? Let me just show y'all something.
This-
So this is the road, right?
And this right here.
Then she drew a tree
This-
off to the side,
But this is where you fucked up.
and this is when you got me
You
fucked
had
up.
me.
And
I was like, that's brilliant. That was good shit.
she viral as hell now.
Because that's happy for real.
It is.
So here's my thing though. So we're running around here. I feel like it may be I don't want to say traditional because I hate the word traditional because it's hideous. But there is some settled math on how this should work. And we're out here trying to reinvent the wheel when the car exists. How we're going to make this relationship work. I mean, you can't, like, to me, it's like how long have humans been in existence? 10,000, 20,000, 30,000 years, or however long. And then here we are back at scratch on how to get along with each other and how to treat each other and how to make this work. it can't be 3,000, 10,000 years, and we're still stuck at the fundamental question of how two people get along.
Because we have options. There's too many options. It's too many options. It's too many, like I said, too many opinions. And then, like, I feel like certain opinions based on, because I got a brother who's extremely successful. And I have a friend who's all about, like, a woman should be submissive, a woman should be da-da-da-da-this. And my brother, when I bring it to my brother say, what type of life that nigga live? Is he a bum? And I would be like, he was like, because a man with money or a man with business, that whole submissive shit, I really could give less of a fuck, Bria. Like, just handle, like, I'm gonna take care of my wife.
Is he a bum?
Like, and that was his first thing. He was like, what kind of life is this nigga living? Because most of the time, he was like, you're a low type of a man who wants a woman to just submit to you. Especially because we can't go biblical. Because if you're going, and this is my brother's words, he said, if you're gonna go biblical, like a woman should be submissive, then nigga, you're paying for everything. Her car,
every fucking thing.
Well, no, the Bible never says that. But
no. But if you're gonna take that role of a woman needs, if you're gonna do that traditional role, a man traditionally paid everything. If you're gonna, but he doesn't operate.
Not
from
necessarily
that role.
The Bible per se.
But like, no, if you're gonna do for that traditional. That woman, she's in the house. Because there's some men who really, you can't pretend like you don't hear it. Men, a woman need to be like this. She should have this. Well, what should
she's not in a feminine place.
Going back to like that mid-century modern American dream time frame.
Right. So that theory of tradition, you know what I'm saying? First of all, it never worked for black people.
Ever.
There was never a time where black women didn't have to work en masse.
Ever.
There were some who didn't, but there's always been some.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? But the truth of the black experience in this country for the last 500 years is not of a black woman liberated from financial responsibility. It's just not the truth. Right? So asking for a black woman to operate in a space that she's never operated in is a fantastical delusion. So what you're trying to do is be the white man to the black woman and turn the black woman into some sort of scullery maid who just sits at home and waits to suck your dick and cooks and cleans and doesn't have a thought of her own because she's an emotional creature and therefore she can't use a mind because she don't know how to because she has so many emotions. And then like the absolute evolutionary proof is she still has a brain. So then if she didn't need it, evolution would have just taken it from her by this time. But since they have an ability to be cognitive, then obviously they think. So like just the idea of it is ridiculous. But there are people, rich and poor, who will attempt to flatten themselves to fit in those paradigms, to fit in those
that's where
rigors.
they fuck up every time.
So then that's where the resentment comes because a man is a protector and a provider. No other thing.
But
a woman is you know what I'm saying, a nurturer.
You need
right. So
or to say that's what he wants to be to you. Like it's like
right.
The norms. Get out of the norms.
You know what I mean? Like remember? Have y'all ever seen the movie? I forget which one it was, but the Pirates of the Caribbean. You ever seen those movies?
Ooh, don't get me started. I only saw the first one and the second one.
I saw all of them.
I saw all of them. Them just go hard.
And you know what? I know they were good. It was so many other things. I just got lost in
Pirates
the
of the Caribbean is my Fast and Furious. I'm gonna watch all of them. I've never seen any. Like I've seen the first three Fast and Furious.
Terrible.
Are they? I stopped off
the first two. Afterwards,
I think I've seen
now the first two.
couple,
A little question.
I saw first three, and I think I saw
I
seven.
liked the first two.
You said after the first two?
It just seemed like the storyline. The only thing they missing now is Medea. Like. Because like they have done and the story, the
storylines get ridiculous. These niggas done went to space,
and I'm just like,
yo.
Medea was a wild one, though.
Right?
But no, I do.
Family.
Now, granted, the storyline, it could definitely use. I do feel that, but I guess for me, the adrenaline rush kind of just sends me.
And see, that's what one of my friends from SCAD said they keep making it out because other countries like really like American action, so the storyline could be trash.
It really could, if we're being honest. They love to see that car crash and fly and race.
Toretto jump from a bridge to
I saw that
helicopter and pull it down with a fucking V8 engine.
I say, yeah, y'all really getting inventive.
Yeah, it's crazy. I don't.
But what were you saying about Pirates of the Caribbean? I'm sorry.
There's a
Oh,
part.
Pirates of the Caribbean. Oh, there's a part of Pirates of the Caribbean where they were talking about the rules of being a pirate, and he said, and they kept saying it throughout the movie, but at the end of it, it was like they're not more like rules, more like guidelines.
Mm-hmm.
And I think if we use norms more like guidelines, you would find the wiggle room where you can figure out who you're with instead of what you're with.
Or what works for you. All right, what trauma do you face? All right, what do you need to help you? All right, you do your healing on your own. But what kind of
But here's my
works
thing though.
for you?
But here's my thing though. I think we talked about this before. I just think we need to get to a part where we're not trying to diagnose every moment of our lives.
No. Like I mean,
You know what I'm saying?
Like when I say your trauma, I mean when you grew up as a parent. How do you love? Like I say, what is your definition of love? What do you need to feel love? Some people need more attention than they need physical touch. Some people need more words or need more reassurance.
That love language, yeah.
Yeah. So what is yours? And maybe you might meet somebody who's not really touchy, but your love language is physical touch, and now you're begging this person to give you, and that's just not them.
And then that's when you find those areas and pinpoint that where when it's a guide, as you say, to piggyback, when it's a guideline as opposed to a rule, it lessens that pressure to make it feel like, well, dang, but what if he doesn't? But if I don't do it, then it's like, oh, well, you know what? Okay, he doesn't like that. That doesn't work for me. Then you can go from there without feeling like you're letting somebody down or somebody feel like they're not being fed.
Well, I also think, and I don't take away from that, and I think it should happen, but I also think we have that that new car mentality when it comes to relationships.
When we're talking about when the new car smell wears out.
No, not the new car, but it should just work. And we don't want to put any maintenance into it.
Because
so then it was like, so then if I have to do all that adjusting, I don't want it. If I got to do all this work to make it work, then I don't want it because it should just work.
Oh no, not even. But not
and I'm
even.
not saying for just women. I'm just saying like as people, like.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like
and even but not even then. Even if like in the case where you do figure out like certain things just don't work when y'all together. Let it be what it is. Even then you can leave. But sometimes you can't because it's different for everybody. Some people may want to try to, or I won't say may try to. Some people may see it as a growth opportunity to figure out how to work in that space. Whereas some people, it could be a hard line. Hey, you know what? That doesn't work for me. Let's explore another option.
Start using dating at like. We really do get in this thing where we talk for a couple weeks, we have sex, now we're together. No, like
no, the fuck we not.
One thing I could say about my date,
I don't know about you. That's exactly who I am, nigga. We go together now.
No, we don't. Shit,
you know what I'm saying?
See,
no, we do not.
Everybody's gonna be wrong until the right person comes. So I use everybody I've dated. I've used everybody I dated. It's like, okay, what did I like from this relationship? What didn't I like? What did I learn more?
But couldn't that turn you into a person looking for Frankenstein? Because now there's two of these traits.
It depends, though. There's a line.
It could.
There's a line.
It could, but like I said, that goes with and it's always gonna go back to accountability.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know yourself? Because like I said,
and that's the line.
Can I deal with this? Like me, I am like I say, I'm very open. One like red flag for me is if I tell you or like this bothers me. Instead of, we having a conversation, if you automatically get offended and like I find myself apologizing for something that
affected your feeling,
or I'm just trying to explain, then maybe you shouldn't be there. Like it's all about how that person communicates. That's why you should see these people in every season. That goes with like knowing yourself and being able to articulate what you like and what you need, and just to see how that person.
So here's my thing, though.
And that was my problem.
I think it's idealistic to say so, right? But like, that's almost like putting 100,000 miles on a car before you decide if you're gonna buy it or not.
No, that's
like I need
that person's attention, because I've dated people who wanted to date me just for my energy. like this is a good person. She has a good heart. She got a good spirit. She gonna feed me. She gonna look. My intention may for us have been always and forever, and you like, well, shit, I'm just,
We just trying to fool.
yeah, or I just like what she can do for me, or I like, cause some people just want to borrow your energy. Some people just want you around because this is a good person. Like I probably don't have intentions. I know
That's
I can't
pros
love this
and
person.
cons in that sucker.
And like, cause you don't know people's intentions neither. Cause you could be with me for a reason, and I could be with you for a completely different reason, and you just don't know. So now you putting all this energy and all this energy. You trying to be understanding,
and you end up with a succubi.
right? Or you somebody could be manipulating you, cause it happens. Not because they're bad people, but maybe they got some shit going on in their health. And you don't know, but you trying so hard to make it work because you trying not to be picky. You trying not to have the Frankenstein. You trying not to, but you don't know who you dealing with. Because in this day in society, people are manipulative. We got all of this. People will say all the right things. A guy could sit there and watch all these little things like, oh, I know what she like, and they will play the game with you.
That's Oh, sorry.
Like about
that's real.
You are sheep amidst the wolves. There are wolves out of here.
Oh,
so
baby,
you have to stand your guard. You gotta know yourself. You gotta walk your post in your head. Farrakhan talk about that. He say you wonder why you're slipping and you wonder why your mind not right because you ain't walking your post. You don't know what's going on inside of you. You so ready to. This shit gave me chills. The lady said, "If you so worth keeping, why you always trying to give yourself away?" So.
Now that's like a gut punch right there.
And that thing made me cry. Like it was a good poem, but that's true. You know that you a good person, but you steady trying to give yourself away to this person.
Right,
that
you
person.
don't hold that value.
Right, and that's what happens. You lowering your value because I'm trying to compromise. I'm trying to compromise. I'm trying to compromise. I'm trying to compromise.
And I don't disagree. I think the problem is that most people know their price and they don't know their value.
I can see that.
You know what I'm saying? And I don't mean value. I mean values. You don't know what your values are because your values don't leave you. Right? They're your core, like the thing that you are, like you were saying earlier, with regards to the dissolving thing. You have your core values. Most people's core self is for sale.
Whereas the price can shift.
So
based
the
on
price,
what you need
you're
in
just
life.
trying to hold out for the price.
Right.
Yeah, a lot of men don't have values. They have what they're willing to pay.
Absolutely.
Most women in our culture don't have values. They know at what number they're willing to be bought.
Exactly.
And see, that makes it hard for these good people or the good women because
they feel like they can be bought out, but it's like, no, that's not.
No, because values are not attractive, right? Okay,
yeah,
like I remember, and this is a weird thing, but I remember when I had to get a car loan, right? I had to get and for a car. And
well, clearly it wasn't for a house.
Right, like for a car. Yeah, I keep saying that. But it was a car loan. And
like,
when they were asking me about, it was I priced the car. I know the car I wanted. I went to the bank, tried to get, and they asked me about the car. And they were asking me all the things that made the car, whatever. And I was like, oh, well, it's got a dope transmission. The engine is, not the miles. They didn't want to know nothing about that. They wanted to know if it had rims. They wanted to know if it had a system. They wanted to know if it had tinted windows.
The image.
Yeah, the resellability of this thing. You know what I'm saying? I want to know what it looks like.
That stuff could have had a fucked up ass motor.
Yeah, it could have had it could have been trash, but it looked like something I could sell. And so
everything, but that goes into the same. Everything that looks good to you ain't always good for you.
So the integral stuff, the values, didn't matter. It was, at what price could I sell this thing? I can't advertise her morals. She can't advertise her morals to me. She can't advertise her Christian upbringing to me. But them titties, though. That ass, though. You could advertise that. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I mean,
and I'm not saying that you would. I'm just saying that you'll be outpaced by a woman who's willing to do that when you're walking up with your values.
Okay. No, you good, because that's where I was getting to that.
No, go ahead,
But-
No, you fine. That's where I was headed.
Okay, go
You
ahead.
fine.
That's where, as a woman, that's when you learn. That's why you don't go after the world, what the flesh goes after. Like I was raised. Like I said, I've been around a lot of queens, and when you're a queen, you do walk with a certain level of integrity
Mm-hmm.
and a certain level. So a lot of those guys, even though they would think I'm beautiful, they not gonna approach me because they know I probably can't get away with that bitch like I could get away with this.
Mm-hmm. They know.
So it is. That's why like you have to know yourself and have a level of confidence, because no, me having my morality, me having my integrity and a strong character has saved me from a lot of assholes. Like I said, I've dated. They probably, like I said, they probably were lacking love. They probably didn't love me correctly. But I ain't never date just no trash ass man. And I got friends. Yeah, they going after that fine one with money. But that nigga's trash. But that's what you're chasing, because that's that type, because you became everything he wanted. He wanted this little meat
You
pack
flattened yourself. You
Exactly.
yeah,
yeah.
you
Exactly. So-
compromised you.
because you want this attention.
Mm-hmm.
I don't need the attention. What Rakim say, I don't need the spotlight because I already got light.
Come on.
So when you walk with that intention,
I don't like how she was pretending to be an '80s baby. Like,
I mean,
Right.
it is giving
You know
like
what I'm saying?
bars down every
Yeah.
time I
I
live.
mean, it's right. I don't.
I
And when you walk
live.
with that, you really. I may not get the intention from everybody, but I get the right one. I ain't never.
So, but here's the thing, and I think maybe you are learned, you've come into yourself, but even for, especially for men, I wouldn't even say even, I would say especially for men, who we are taught we're supposed to perform our best selves for, a lot of times is the trash. Because if I'm the protector provider, right?
Mhm.
I mean, because protecting and providing, even at a concept level, is intense. Because if I'm protecting you, I automatically have to value your life above my own. That has to happen.
Mhm.
That's what the ask is. You know what I'm saying? If I'm providing for you at a clip that would maintain or sustain your life, then that means feeding you means more than feeding me. So then when you put that on someone, then you're definitely telling you're they're going to go out into the world and try to find out who's worth that.
But
You know what I'm saying? And then if they're looking in the world that's filled with lust, that's filled with the titties and the asses everywhere,
Trap.
it's like, well, I'm trying to find who I would die for or who I would earn for it. And here you are with like, I got values and I want you to know me from my mind. And it's like,
Nah, nigga.
I'm not saying that's right, like you said. I'm not saying it's right, but you're watching men try to get the most, not the lesser. You know what I'm saying? Like I want, if I got to die behind her, she got to look like her. She did. There's all other kinds of things. The social contracts and the ideas of impressing the other people with the woman I'm able to get, and the same vice versa. Because a woman has to, a woman is assumed to have to dissolve into her man. Nobody wants to be, Mrs. Plummer anymore. That used to be a thing.
But like I
Nobody
said-
wants to be Mrs. Welder.
that's the best thing about this society, though, because even though it's like that, it's kind of it's easier to kind of distinguish between the bullshit and the fakes, in a sense, if you really know yourself. Because for me, I took in my household, like I said,
Mhm.
I had, like I said, I could have settled with with my son's dad. My son's dad, yeah, he worked every day, he paid, but he had community dick and he wanted private. And
He wanted to pass go and collect $200.
that's not.
Okay.
I just can't get jiggy with that shit.
I can't get jiggy with this shit.
This was around COVID. I heard Farrakhan say, if that man can't lead your house, pluck him out that spot and put God at the head of your household. And this is gonna sound like a Jesus freak. I'm sorry.
Hey, do you?
But
ain't
I put
mad,
God
girl.
at the head of my household, baby, and we ain't failed one time.
Hello, come on.
And like I say, I walk with that certain integrity. And like I said, I have good black men around me. Guys I went to college with, guys I used to work with, guys that I hang with. I can't talk bad. Now them other ones, what they do and their ideology, cause they little enabling mamas and all of that. I ain't got nothing to do with that. Y'all are fine, y'all type, going fine, but I ain't up.
Ooh, well.
Because I am surrounded by some good ass black men, and because they see me being a good mother, handling my children are not just taken care of, they raised. My 5-year-old son know how to pray. He'll come in my room like, Mom, let's say our prayer. 5 years old.
Yeah.
So, and like I say, I can't. Those good black men, Bria, you know I see you doing good. Here you go, Bria. I'll take you with me. Bria, where you at? Come on, let's go out. You ain't gotta worry about nothing. Black men, those good black men who are raised by them good black women, they there. They looking for you just as much as you looking for them. But if you really trying to live by the flesh and look for that little popular asshole that got all the lights,
That horse that was.
That horse, that horse of a different color.
but I ain't gonna lie. If I had a wish on the lucky star
To follow where he was.
that horse would have worked out. Jesus.
Hey, y'all heard it first. She said, "I'm wishing on a star
To follow where you are.
to follow where you
No. Y'all ain't heard Mary what Mary say. I love my Mr. Wrong.
Oh Lord! Even though he treats me oh so right.
When he put that loving on me,
Oh
I can't think of nothing that'll make me walk out.
Lord!
I'm holding on.
That was my song. Now I remember that sucker. You
Look,
one thing you gonna do, you gonna drop
let me
a
tell you
bar.
something. You know what's funny was she sounded real good until I talked about the horse. She lost composure. I'm gonna clip it. As soon as I said the horse, she said, "Oh, Lord Jesus."
Hey, some things you just never forget, huh?
God bless that young man.
Hey, in the best of ways
In the
too.
best of ways.
It looked like God already did.
You know what? Hallelujah. Hey. We thank you for stamina in the name. In the name.
Because a rose and all that memory in my spank bank, we cool.
Baby, I can scream.
Spank bank
And
is
did.
nuts.
Spank bank. Just
That's what she said.
That the word of the week is official. The phrase, the word of the week is officially spank bank.
Yeah, she said.
I don't even know what else to say after that. Spank bank. That's
We
it.
could leave. Matter of fact, we've been in here for almost 2.5 hours.
Hey,
God.
tell the people stop fucking playing with you.
Stop playing with us.
Yo.
Put me on the track.
Yes.
I be the hype person. Yeah.
Yeah.
I can get you lit.
Yes, and can.
And will.
Yo, this has been Clicked Up the Podcast. Dope episode.
Motherfucking
Crazy. Yo, welcome back, Marlo, man. Welcome
Love
home.
you, Marlo. Love you.
Oh, it's been
my God.
Hey, it's been a great time.
I said,
If
baby.
Baby, I love you. You my everything. Baby, hey, you know what? Before we get out of here, can I just say it gagged me so bad when she got her ass on the beat. It was a thing over and said, she said, "Ooh, baby." I knew right then. I was like, baby, you gonna be around for a
And
while.
she just pissed me off. Ugh.
She said, "Ooh, baby." Look, she had her little red boa, her little red feather negligee, baby. She was eating. Yeah, they couldn't tell her nothing on that stage. So you know what? Shout out to Sexy Red, baby. You doing your thing, honey.
Yo, Bria, day 2. How you feeling?
I'm with it. I'm with it.
Yeah.
Loving it. Yo,
We
it's
love
your
her.
boy John English.
We love
I
her.
love it. I love it.
This is Clicked Up the Podcast, man. We
Sorry
about
for the
to.
ratchet. Oh my God.
No, you're not though. You're not. Yo, we out of here. Peace.